out a couple of building structures, man. You know, you got a lot of shit going on. They said what? Uproars of the people. You saw plenty of uproars of the people. Guess what? That shit coming back, man. You know, 2024, this place might just be on fire. You know, they don't tell them what's gonna happen, man. Brother put up a video. It was a woman. She was speaking about how starting inflation was going to turn into hyperinflation. She was saying we got like 3 months left because I think she was mentioning Iran, Russia,
bricks or dollars. $5, and to our dollar, and goes to dollars. We said, well, we got 3 months left.
yeah.
Instead of the decline.
Right. And she was mentioning about like food. I think like a piece of steak, $55 or something like that. It's going to be up. Right. And I know it's a spirit because after I seen that video, brother put up, I saw another video, brother put up a little complication, a little, like say, compilation of different people stressed out about not being able to make ends meet. One dude had like breakfast, he had eggs, he had maybe 12 items, 10 items. He said this right here was $100. He didn't even get half all his food. You know? So shit about to get real, man. You know, this is prophecy. This is gonna lead into a famine. That's prophecy. Alright, a famine of food, a lack of food and water. Meaning that it's food and water here, but it's a lack of not everybody's gonna have easy to get it like they're getting it now. Then it says a famine of the word. That's prophecy. So you ain't gonna be able to get this truth. And all these jakes out here, they're gonna want to hear the truth when that time comes. But it's too late. It's too late, man.
Yeah, and it's not that things are getting more expensive, it's that your daughter is losing value, so it takes more of it for you to buy. So now a dollar doesn't have the same buying power that a dollar has the same buying power of, let's say, 20, 30 cents. And hyperinflation, that same dollar is like 10 cents, so you need to get a bunch of your dollars together so you can just make the same purchases that you would.
I got
real quick, you know, people that don't want to believe in prophets, you know, the prophets of the great the brothers on their same doctrine. People don't want to believe in prophets and prophecies, or you know, to say there's something out there like that, which there are. You know, quick note, you got your news, like brothers were saying, you know, like famine, hyperinflation. It's still that in itself confirms the Bible, because it talks about famine in the Bible. So you then want to listen to brothers' prophecies in the past.
Yeah, but it's a famine of food and water, and it ain't gonna be no prophesizing. The Lord's prophet, I'm saying my uncle Ben, you know, told them the Lord's prophesizing. I mean, maybe, you know, brother, we're gonna sit down. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough, man. You know, the Lord kicked that thing off. That's gonna be rough. You know, but guess what? The Lord said his prophet's gonna eat. The servant's gonna eat. That's what.
Yeah, I got more. In 2nd Ezra 9:4, then thou shalt then shalt thou well understand that the Most High of those things from the days that were before thee, that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
It is manifest. Look up the word manifest. You know? So all these things were written from the very beginning. So this was already in the works. We're just playing the role. That's why the scriptures are called scripts. You know, it's the real script. And no, he don't have control of this. He set up the Lord. Because the Lord set him up to be quick. You know? Got it?
Yeah. Manifest. It says clearly revealed to the eye of the understanding.
Ooh, clearly
That's crazy.
revealed to the eye of the understanding.
That's crazy.
You know, because you read the prophecies in the book. Now when it manifests, it's understanding. You know? Now you know that the word of the Lord is true. And guess what? Two-thirds it's too late. It's too late, man. Your faith is sealed. You know, you numbered to the sword, man. You know?
It says evident. It says plainly apprehensible, clear,
quick, I got family members that they don't know the word, but even when I come in contact with them, even now they're talking. Certain shit on the news. Did you hear about? Yeah, I heard about it. It's the end of the world. I was like, damn. You know, like they saying it. They would never talk about things like it's the end of the world. But now, go over there and see them, and you hear about first thing that come out their mouth. Now aliens are real. End of the world. Like damn. So the Lord got it in their minds that this thing. All these jokers know, man, but they just choose to be asleep. You know, where the Lord put the spirit of slumber on them, but they know what time it is. They don't care.
And showing the importance of why it is important to get this word early and to listen to the watchmen and to follow the prophecy. It's because it says that it's going to be made evident, it's going to be made clear. So that's why you got to listen to the watchmen and the real prophets, because we're telling you that the wolf is coming. We're telling you that the wolf is coming over and over and over. But if you wait till it's manifest, you wait till it's here, then you're going to wake up when it's already here. The wolf is already at your door. You need to know so you prepare beforehand. That's the whole point. Before it's right at your doorstep. It's going to come to the point that all these 2/3 are going to get caught up unaware, that they're going to know it's like, damn, all those crazy dudes at the corner with the Bibles, they were right all along, and now it's too late because the wolf is at your door.
Hey, Most Jake gonna take the chip. They're gonna take the seat. Mike gonna see him. They're gonna take it, man, because they started out as we was talking about a little bit earlier. We was talking about a little bit earlier that hyperinflation go up, food costs like that. They start you out for a couple of weeks, and then they gonna bring a solution. You know, and that solution is gonna be you plugged in into the digital currency, man.
Eradicate.
Yeah, so they gonna take that seed because Jake, you can't. Same thing with the 2020 shit. It's the same shit, man. You know, it's easy to break Jake 2/3 because they're in the world. They don't have no faith, man. So a lot of these people gonna take that seed. They're gonna take it.
I feel like they're buying out the Iranian from Russia, the biggest market. They got all of this new tape from Russia. So those more Russians say that we're not selling. It means all these white shares are now. This
it's gonna go bad because the woman was making mention on how going into a certain store and because it's made by China or it's made by Russia, that's just gonna be high as hell. You know?
That's a good point that the brother brought out, because these elites around the world, they're in bed with each other. This is all hype, smoke and mirrors for you peons, because the end goal for these elites around the world, these top less than 1%, it's 0.5 of 1% that are ruling the world, is to get full world dominion. They know that the way that they've destroyed and depleted the earth is down to less and less resources, the way they were poisoning the planet, that they want to keep the resources to themselves, and then the 99%, the peons, they want to put them on GMO foods. They want to starve them out. They want them to kill each other. They want them to get these rapid diseases and drop dead from that food punch. A major depopulation agenda, because it's about that top 1%.
You got something?
just like I got said, they're total control. They think that they're of the Most High. They want to be like they're the Most High. And they want to have slaves that will never uprise against them, man. So that this way they can be, seems like the blessing, man. They want to be in power for all eternity. Right? Where if they're able to see everybody, and they know everybody's thoughts, then they'll never have an uprising or a rebellion, man. That's why this is like ancient Rome, man. Okay? But in ancient Rome, what? You had internal fighting, and then they eventually lost power to so-called white man. But ancient Rome is where pretty much the birth of you owe nothing to be happy, man. The bread and circus. You a slave, and you have to be a slave, man. And now they wish that they could bring that back, right? Bring that concept back, because if you're just an automatic slave getting whipped, nobody's ever going to be happy. You're going to look for an uprising. But if you deceive, then you're going to really think that you're in a good case. And like they say, you're going to owe nothing to be happy. That's why they want to put that seed on everybody, so they can be as it get the Most High, and then they'll be as it get the Most High for all eternity, man, if that was fucking happen.
So long story short, when it comes down to it, the elect is going to see that from afar. But again, it says what? To be prudent. This is Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 12. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple passeth on and are punished.
Yeah, so you better see it coming ahead, because we speak on the 11th hour Israelite and all that, but that's rare and far in between. There's very few that are gonna have that spiritual fortitude to have that faith, but to wake up when the wolf is right there at the door. This has to be exercised. Faith, patience has to be exercised. So the elect, for the most part, are gonna be foreseeing this, because you people that are gonna wake up last minute, that are shunning this, putting this off, like that's just conspiracy theory, this and that. You're gonna get caught unawares. You are the people that the Bible's speaking about when it talks about that the thief. What was it, the thief? The thief. He comes at night, pretty much.
When thou know it's not.
Yeah, when thou know it's not. So you people that keep putting it off, that have that head in the sand philosophy, that I'm not gonna pay attention to that. That's not gonna happen. I've been hearing about that for decades. You people are gonna get caught unaware, because things are progressively happening. And if you're not watching for the prophecies, you're gonna get caught with your pants down.
I got something.
And it's like, real quick, man, we have to go in, man. And be diligent and come into this truth while there's still time, because like it says in Proverbs, man, it says wisdom crieth out in the chief place of concourse, which is places of business, and every business has an opening and a closing, as with the Al-Bashar truth. He even said that he's about his father's business. So this truth is likened to a business, man, what you have the talents with, and that you flip the talents and grow, and you have a nice savings account, man. And then what do savings do? They get you out of hard times. So when all hell breaks loose, you're going to be able to have the savings for this business to get out of hard times. But if you wait too long, you're going to try and come, and you'll say, oh, sorry, man, we closed. So that's why it's important to build with the Al-Bashar now, man, to build up our faith. Because it's going to be scary as fuck out here, man, when the Lord has all hell break loose. Like the brother says, it's going to be a famine out here. A lot of people don't know how to hunt. So even people that do hunt, we got a lot of public areas that's already crowded as it is, really Edomites. So when that time comes, they're gonna be sniping each other out of trees. They're gonna be trying to steal each other's deer, each other's deer, whatever type of meat. So it's gonna get insane out here. But those that are with the Al-Bash and Al-Shai, the Lord's gonna absolutely, positively, 1,000% look out for them. He's definitely gonna cover them. They're definitely gonna eat. They're definitely gonna be safe, and they're gonna get beaten up in the chariots, man. He's gonna have certain brothers that's gonna get beheaded for this truth. Right? But it's to die in the Lord is great gain. And Al-Bashar Shai can give them the spirit to be able to go do it. And miracles may even occur in the midst of that.
I got something. This is 1 Peter chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 5 actually. So it says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, it says, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. And that's the thing. Jake can't humilize himself, man. Again, pride coming before destruction. So, but again, they can't let go of that pride, man. They can't come back to that pride, man, because why? They're so prideful, man. So it says, for the Most High resisteth the proud, and give grace unto the humble. Give grace to the humble. It says, humble yourselves, therefore, unto the mighty hand of the Most High, that he might exalt you in due season. That's kind of going to what you were saying, man. Because if you come into this, man, and I'll say this, and it says, suck in due time. We're going to be exalted and be brought up into those chariots. So it says, cast. Oh, you going?
Yeah, it was something going on.
Oh, I got something.
Yeah, man. You're going to want protection in your whole Bashar Shai, the time, man. You're going to want the protection in your whole Bashar Shai in time, man. And the brother said, I didn't even think about that. You guys are going to have, something out there in the wilderness, hell break loose, hunting each other. Because normally, let me say, when I first heard of 15, about, neighbors and I putting on neighbors, I always thought about, the city, urban neighborhoods, but I never thought about, they're going to be out there in the wilderness fighting each other, man. Spoiling each other. If you people out there in the countryside, they have a lot of resources. You know, for the famine hit, you know, they be good, but what should you say? Those are pretty much double paraphrase. Those not taken by the hunger, the full on the sword. You know, so hey, you gonna want the protection of your house outside. Really got no problem.
I can finish this real quick.
Quick, because you know, like I said, when you out there in the public lands, there's gonna be too many hunters out there. It's already crowded out there as it is. So when that time comes, there's gonna be too many hunters out there. Then you got those that got private land, that own their own little land. Those are niggas that may set up traps because they don't want you in their land. They already know that whole area. So they may set up little traps in case you think you're gonna go into private lands. So you're gonna need the help out
This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 6. It says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that He may exalt you in due time, casting all your cares upon Him, for He careth for you." This is the point. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." And yeah, man, I believe brother was saying as far as this that thing, I forgot what he was saying, but long story short, that's right, man. And I can say this: when the time you was explaining about the lion goes for what? They go for the weakest link. So they go for the one with the gimpy leg, the one that is too tired or something like that. So if you're not in this, if you're not fully strong in this and grounded in this, then honestly, hey, something may happen to you, man. You know, that's the point.
Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
This is synonymous with the 7 trumpets in Revelation. It's Jacob's trouble leading up to that 7th trumpet. It says in 6 troubles he shall deliver thee. Meaning all throughout Jacob's trouble, the Lord is going to protect and provide for his men. Okay? So it doesn't matter about the riots, the martial law going on, famine, etc.
In famine he shall redeem thee from death.
And that's going to kill a lot of people. Many that dwell upon earth shall perish in famine. You know, so hey, it's telling you the men of the Lord, they're going to have food, man. You know, chowing down, you know.
And in war from the power of the sword.
Right, the Lord going to protect his men from them troops, okay, them looters, all right? All that, man. You know, and by the way, I've seen this real quick. I've seen this picture of you know, this guard. I don't know, he has some big armor on, man. And it was a Jake's head laying on the side of a curb. He got the curb stomp his head in. This big old like military. You know, the scriptures don't lie when they say how much outside is terrible.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Slovakia. Hey, brothers who want to comment for us, sisters, click the link. You know, the brother gonna be filming live from the rest of the camp on his page. So just click the link. Shalom.
Continuing in Job 5:21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Right, you ain't gonna be afraid of destruction. You know that when it comes, you know.
At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh.
Right. So, hey, you're gonna see them getting destroyed out here, man. You know, you're gonna be able, the elect gonna have a heavy spirit on them, all right, but they gonna laugh at, man. That shit will get destroyed. You know, and personally speaking, man, I look forward to seeing the judgment happen. Okay, you know, mothers crying for their children because these people are wicked, man. You know, men out here screaming, somebody chasing them down the street. I heard a video of somebody screaming that, you know, they felt like their life was about to end. That's a whole different type of scream, man. You know, the elect gonna have a heavy spirit to be laughing at these things when it happens.
You hear somebody screaming, turn the corner, it sound like a little 8-year-old girl and it's a grown-ass man.
Yep.
And hey man, how we gonna be laughing at destruction as it says, because even though we're gonna be in the midst, it's gonna be insane, it's gonna be crazy. We already remember Isaiah 33:6, the knowledge of wisdom shall be the stability of our times, man. So we gotta know that this is the end. Yahushua is about to crack them cars at any moment. So what happens at the end of a race? If you see that finish line, you don't slow up. You fucking as fast as best you can. What happens to people that do slow up? Somebody comes from behind them, and you're like, and then he gets it, and then you feeling thump. So at the end of a race, you turn the what happens at the end of a boxing event, man? You know, when the fight is close, everybody start just haymaking each other, man. Because you gotta do what you gotta do. So that's why at the very end, how much my shot gonna turn us up, man? He's turning us up now. He's just gonna increase. That's why it says in the book of Proverbs, man. The path of the just is as a shining light, which shineth more and more to the perfect day. So that's why a man of the Lord is gonna be his fine gold, man. Because a woman's gonna see something on that man. She's gonna see his spirit. A woman can tell, man. A woman can tell power.
Yeah, and that's when faith and righteousness and walking the walk, talking the talk is all going to pay off. The fact that you held fast unto that faith. That's why the scripture say, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. The fact that you went through all the bullshit that this poison planet tried to throw at you, all the temptation. And we weren't perfect, but we were found perfect in the Lord for the fact that we remained diligent, we stayed faithful, we didn't waver, we didn't falter, and that's what perfected us. That's why the scripture, how the brother just quoted, a man shall be finer than gold. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. But the Lord's not going to give that kind of power to just any 2/3 ninja in the world that was, scheming on his brother, trying to fuck his neighbor's wife, trying to creep, trying to see how he could cut throat, how he could steal more. Instead of giving, instead of trying to be there for the brotherhood, he was just take. We know a lot of those kind of characters. They're in the spirit of Cain. They're in the spirit of Esau. They're moving. They're moving in the spirit of Cain, the spirit of Esau, that spirit of greed, that spirit of being cutthroat. So the Lord is not going to bless them in that last day to laugh at famine and destruction. He's going to give them a spirit of terror, a spirit of fear, a spirit of trying to curl up into a little ball. When they see that their family get their brain blown off, that he's not going to have nothing to stand on, because that's the wrath of the Heavenly Father. That's the indignation, the righteous anger for that soul.
Yeah, like a man being his fine gold too, man. Going back to the women respect power, man. They told you that in Scarface. And he said, first you get the money or something, then you get the power, then you get the woman. Right, roughly paraphrasing, because man tried to go up to him and just tried to get the woman just with nothing back by him. And then she just pretty much smacked him, and then that's what Scarface told. He knew that was gonna happen too. He told the kids, like, look at him, look, watch this. She smacked him or whatever, but then that's when he told him to him, man. You get money, then you get power, then you get the woman. So if brothers don't got a woman, don't focus on trying to get one, focus on that power, man. What's the power of who? The power of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's a different type of power that they don't know about this yet, man. They're gonna see it. So women, like, they'll get with a man for his money, right? Because money can buy power, or they may get a man with his physical appearance, because he looks diesel as fuck, right? Or whatever the case may be. But when we get that power by Yahweh Shema Shai, it's gonna be nothing like they never even known before. That's why we're gonna be his fine gold. Just build with our power. Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Walk by faith, not by sight. The Lord's gonna increase us, man. Work on that power. Fuck working on a woman and shit like that, right? If you don't have to.
Another aspect to that movie was when, even though Michelle Pfeiffer, which played Frank's wife or girlfriend, she hated Tony, But what happened was when we took Tony out, we took Frank out, all he did was go to the house and said, look, come with me. Yeah. She didn't argue, no nothing. She said, where's Frank at? you're like, you already know what's happening. You already know what happened to Frank. And she went with him, no questions asked. Right?
Yeah, and then the benefits to going for that real righteous power is everything that we're reading. That during the famine, you'll eat. During the times of war, you'll be protected. During the times of the sword, you'll be safe. It says that at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So in a lot of these movies, when shit goes wrong, like in Jurassic Park, you'll see the billionaire that was running the park still get eaten by a dinosaur because his money was no good. In a lot of these AI movies coming out, you'll see that the billionaire or Hasha, when the AI turns, it turns on him and kills him. So we're going to go into times of the great equalizer, the great equalizer. When all this dollar crashes, where everybody's going to have the same shit in the bank, from rich to poor. So these people that have all these riches, their riches are going to be to naught. It's going to become to nothing. If you don't have these riches, the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that's the only things that are going to get you through. Because a man with all the money in the world, he's not going to be given this power to laugh at destruction. That he's not going to be scared of the beast. Well, a very rich man, he can't pay off the lions and tigers that's going to be out on these streets.
That's right.
It's going to be a man of the Lord. That's the true power that's going to be able to see you through.
I got you. Oh.
And real quick, and we already got, the riches, the knowledge, and then the Lord going to give, the elect, which have that riches and knowledge, that He's going to give them power, and after that, the women, they're going to see the power on the brother, and want to be protected by it, Hey, that's going to come to the elect.
Hey, we made it pretty much at that time when it says, read that again, brother, thou shalt laugh.
Yeah, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Right, because pretty much, man, we already at that time, man, we already finished the works, man. So the Lord, man, we already kind of king up, man. We're just gonna have to wait for the destruction to come, wait for the indignation of the Lord to pass over, man. And that time we're gonna be good. Just talk about us, man. In that time that we're gonna eat, but everybody else is gonna be starving, man. Right. We're gonna drink, everybody else is gonna be thirsty. But we pretty much at this point finished the works already, man.
It says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. The same way you see the beasts, they don't be attacking the stones. They just one with the environment right there. The elect are going to be like those stones. They're going to be likened unto the stones, and they're going to be in the midst of all these beasts and everything. But they're not going to be attacked. When as you peons, you 2/3, you're going to be meat for these beasts out here.
I got because ultimately these beasts they're all of the Lord, man. And bear, you may run across a bear, something, bear just look at you. That's why that's the spirit power Yahweh Shemashah.
I'm gonna bring this out real
That's
quick.
why you had accounts of King David wrestling with the lions and shit, because he had the spirit of the Heavenly Father on him, that the lions knew not to touch the king. So that's the same way that the elect are going to be given that protection.
Yeah, just real quick. So Psalm 50 and 10. So every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. See, they all belong to Yahweh Shemashah, man. He's the one that created them, man. Okay? He's the one that created everything that exists. So everything belongs to him. That's why even the so-called white man, who's an example of what not to be like, all right? The wicked. Even he's the wicked sick of the Lord, man. So that's why when a brother, man of the Lord, come across a beast, we already gonna know, man. This is Yahweh Shemashah's creature. And the beast gonna know. This is one of the sons, one of the princes of the power of Yahweh Shemashah, man.
Yeah, because they're one well with the Heavenly Father, and it shows that in Avatar, where when they like connected with the animal, they connected with the beast, the beast would subdue itself under it. That's that kind of power that goes to the inheritance of the Son of the Heavenly Father, the sons of Israel, the elect. They're going to have that kind of power that these beasts are going to connect with them, as opposed to everybody else that they're disconnected. They're going to be taken out.
Hey, when you look at the other translations, Shalak, when you look at the other translations, basically that their league, it says covenant. You're going to be in covenant with the earth, pretty much, man. I got something real quick. So just going into what brothers were saying as far as what's going to happen in these end times. It says, this is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 9. I'll start verse 9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof. The sinners thereof out of it. Okay, and it says that the day of the Lord cometh cruel, man. And it's true, man. You think you, and it says what, that they think that they're going to be in a pitiful case, you know. It says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Yeah, and America's the most proud. You see that they're always talking about their pride, big bad America, that they feel that they can't fall, you know, and that's why pride comes before fall. They're the most proud on the world, thinking that they can bully the whole world, that they can stick their business into other people's business, so they're going to fall the hardest.
Right. It says, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
And the reason that the Most High is coming so cruel is because time after time, setting forth the prophets, these people, what they would do is murder the prophets when those are the apple of the Lord's eye. And the scriptures speak about the mercy of the Lord enduring forever. That's why that no matter how polluted shit has been, the Most High still provides. He still puts food on your table. Even a wicked ninja out there, he'll still get food to a certain point. Until the Most High, it talks about the sins of this place reaching unto the heavens. Until the Most High sets that day that he's going to come back with his wrath and indignation because he gave enough chances. People took the mercy of the Lord and treated it as if he's a joke. So he's going to show with the way that he's going to destroy Babylon the Great that he's nothing, he's not a power to be messed with ever again.
I was going to say,
point, man. They really don't think the Lord's a joke. And then here it is, the so-called white man. Okay, he covered the face of the judges. He covered the face of the Most High himself, man. You know, in that one image of the hand of the Lord touching King David, right? He made him a Edomite. He made his only begotten son, man, Yahweh Shai, man. The Most High from the heaven said, "This is my son in whom I am well pleased." So how much you think he loves Yahweh Shai? And then here it is, you made his image a fucking white man, and his own people enjoys that and loves that, man. Especially you so-called Hispanics. That's why they was got about the land first, right? Out of the land of Israel. They love them some white Jesus, man. They'll die for him, man. But then you don't think the Lord is going to turn around and avenge himself upon you for that? Right. He said that, matter of fact, in the 2 Thessalonians, man. Shall he not avenge them which cry day and night unto him, his own hopeful elect? So how much more Yahweh Shai? How much more for his own self, man? So this is why in Revelation, also Revelation 18:21, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, shall be found no more at all.
Hey, just like this place was in its inception and how it was established, it was established by blood, it's going to go on by blood, man. You know? Okay? You know, he that killeth with the sword must he that live by the sword must be killed with the sword, man. You got to remember that, man. Okay? This man has digged a pit and a graveyard for himself, man. You know? Hey, I was gonna say too, when you think about it too, when you think of America, I was talking to somebody, I think last week about it, how comfortable Jake is living, man, to where like they're so comfortable to where they just not in the mindset of nothing can happen. And it's the same spirit that Jake had when we were in Egypt. What happened when we was in Egypt? They were so comfortable. They didn't want to leave. They was complaining. You know, it's the same thing. They're so comfortable, not ready to leave. But the elect is gonna want to leave. They're gonna want to find a savior, man. They're looking for a savior, man. You know, so that's the point.
Going back to these niggas walking, they totally not feeling how about you on the side because like brother said, you know, these niggas don't really believe, man. Niggas don't believe they won't believe in so-called white Jesus, Istus Christos. Okay, they don't want to. They don't believe that the prophecies that are being brought out, mentioned earlier about the microchip, famine, all right, pestilence coming through, even World War III happened about. These people act as if like, you know, it's just still la land and it's going to happen. This is 2 Peter 3 verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. It says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? All right, you're mocking Yahweh Shai's coming, man. All right, the words that have been placed upon in us, and we're here to bring it out because we're the prophets. All right, we're here to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. It is that you hear, you're like, oh, it says that what? It says, it's saying, where is the promise of his coming? Where's the promises that your Lord said was going to happen? All right, he says.
That's the same way they mock Noah. Saying that it was in the rain, you know, Noah was prophesying that there was going to come a great flood, and they just kept mocking it, like, well, where's your flood, Noah? Same thing's going to happen now.
It says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. All right, talking about Adam, Isaac, and Jacob, even the forefathers, the prophets. All right, King David, you saw all the great men that are in this book. They're saying that what? Since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Oh, nothing's happened. All right, it says, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that the word of Yahweh, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. All right, and that's what? That's when the Lord, like you mentioned Noah, that's when the world got flooded. The world got flooded by Yahweh Shai. It says, but by the heavens and the earth, which are now by the word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and petition of godly men. All right, and that's going to be those thermonuclear fires, man. That judgment coming down onto America. Why? Also making this the lake of fire. And that's pretty much going to happen to the judgment of you mockers and you scoffers. That's why he said you got to fill with your own lust and your own beliefs.
And it said that the day of the Lord was going to be likened unto the days of Noah. Same way that flood came and they caught them unawares, the same way that now this flood of fire is going to come and it's going to catch you people unawares. The war unawares, the troops coming right at your door is going to catch you unawares, because all you people that thought that it was just a conspiracy theory aren't preparing, aren't looking out for the wolf, aren't looking out for these devils that got an agenda to come, not only come into your homes, but come into your body. And you people that want to put it off, the Most High is going to give you all over to that spirit to be destroyed for your pride and for your arrogance.
Yeah, man, you don't think the Lord's going to destroy you, man? Like the wicked ones of you, man? I went back and I was watching that Fuck Nigga Free music video. You don't think the Lord's going to destroy you bitches for that, man? You are disgusting, man. Yeah, a woman when I was out there pregnant and twerking. You know? The terrible, disgusting lyric. Look at you, Nick, man. You're the worst of the worst right now, man. You're disgusting. You're an embarrassment, man. You know, as well. Before the other nations, but they don't matter, of course, because Deuteronomy 7:6 is be above them. But nonetheless, you're an embarrassment, man. You know, honestly. You know, that's for the wicked ones amongst you. Because you're gonna have some that's gonna be in the truth that believe. You know, they're on our side. But you wicked ones amongst you, man, you don't think the Lord gonna destroy y'all bitches, man? The scripture say that the Lord, you're supposed to be a modest apparel. You're over here in the exact opposite, man. A lot of these women who dressed out here is something that's for all role play. All right, before you about to get totally down, that's what you dressed out here, man. You think the Lord gonna whip your ass for that? Why you think we went into hardcore slavery, man? All right, why you think the so-called white man came over here and put your so-called Native Americans, your so-called Hispanics in slavery first, and then dragged your so-called Native? Why you think that happened first, man? That was a violent act. Why you think that happened, man? It's because the Lord allowed it because of our wickedness. So here it is. You're wicked now more than you ever was. And you don't think nothing's gonna come down the pike for that, man? Lord's getting ready to knock your fucking head off, man. And that's why he sends the prophets out here to warn you and give you mercy, grace, coming to the doors of repentance. You know, build faith with the Lord. So this way we can be found worthy to escape these things that shall come to pass, man.
Right, and these 2/3 just walking by, man, and pretty much scoffers in the last days. Like, they don't even have to come out outwardly and say it, man. They say it in their heart, man. That's when they walking by, man. You know, it's 2/3, man. And these women, man, they're pretty much, man, they're just trifling, man. You know, they're trifling in this day and age, man. They got that city girl spirit, you know. All of them walk around with that city girl spirit, man. You know, and they pretty much super men. You know, okay. That's we gotta throw that out there. You know. But your 2/3, man, y'all pretty much, man, y'all, I got something real quick. Let me see this real quick. It says, but I say unto you that every idle word, this is Matthew 12:36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Yeah. You know, and we over here are for upright conversation, man. You know, these people out here are speaking of evil things, man. You know, okay? Just be on a fly on the wall with a nigga conversation these days, man. Nigga ain't got nothing to talk about, man. Nothing prosperous is coming from that conversation, man. Nothing constructive is coming from that conversation, man. Nothing. You know, all right? Nigga shit, man. You know, niggas ain't talking about a goddamn thing, man.
Yo, literally all niggas talk about all day is adultery, That's all adultery and drugs. All niggas talking about. I hear it every fucking day. Adultery. I mean, the brothers up in Dallas mentioned, you know, you listen to music nowadays, every single song has to be associated with your bitch. I'm fucking your bitch. I'm doing your bitch. Your bitch right in my witness and shit like that. It's pure witness. Even, what happened, brother? Yeah, can't even, what happened? Are you good? Yeah, even you women, like the brother mentioned earlier, you know, fuck nigga free. I remember they had that Slurpee EBT song, and they had that what's the other one with the Planned Parenthood shit, with the having the what do you call that?
We had a bitch in Planned Parenthood. She was like, I need some Indian to Plan B. Yeah. She had a green on her wig and shit. Faggot.
With the fact, what's that shit called? God damn, bro. It's like that's my time. When you have the abortion, having that abortion and shit, man. They were promoting that. So you think that, you like your brother, so you think y'all about saying ourselves gonna let that shit slide when the influence, these women that, the influence that you women push upon the world, and how, look at these women out today. Look at the way they dress. Everywhere you just see is just booty, everywhere you see. You know? Yeah, come on.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 27:13, in Good News Translation, says the stories that foolish people tell are offensive, and they make jokes about the worst kinds of sin. That's just what you were saying. That's what y'all saying. That's all niggas talk about, man. You know, that's their jokes. That's their laughter. It's about sin. Biggie Small, I got a story to tell, man. It was cracking up like the whole song, man. At the end, it was all cracking up about the story of how he committed adultery with another man's wife. Man. Told her bring the weed and all that, and that's all they want to speak about, man. It's sin. That's what entertains them, man. And that's what pisses off the Lord.
I got something.
Real quick, just to go into the brother I read, when our fathers fell asleep. Can you read that part?
It says, God, verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
Right? And this is 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 56. And while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Because you don't realize that Yahweh Shai, he judges you when you're in your comfortability. So it might be 2-3 generations down the line, like the brother I put on the chat. We had a dude, what was it? I think he had like an iron lung. His whole body was like
his whole body.
But it's just his face that was showing.
Yeah.
He could have been the same dude that was a slave master.
He did something. Nigga look like the dude from Willy Wonka, the big balloon and shit, the girl.
That's Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. So what's part of choosing life is that thou mayest love the Lord thy power.
And quick, you said, Scripture said I call heaven and earth to record these things before you. That's why the New Testament, when they were speaking in the Holy Spirit, they brought up the Old Testament. That was all, you know what I'm saying? It was all being recorded. You know, that you're going to suffer, like you just went into, you're going to suffer for this now. I mean, you're going to suffer for what you just, you know, the wickedness that you just said or the wickedness that you just did years on down the line.
So it says, part of choosing life, that thou mayest love the Lord thy power. And now we know that 1 John 3:18 says, let us not love in tongue, but in deed and in truth, man. So you have to show it, man. Right? It's part of why we come out here in the hours of Bible, first and foremost, because we fear the Lord. And it was commanded of us. Right? We fear the Lord. That's why we continue to do this, man. You know, and never fall out. So we feel like, Lord, man, you better watch some of these horror movies, man. That one movie called Smile, that shit is insane. Lord will do that to you, man. Right? So it says that thou mayest love the Lord thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice. To obey is better than sacrifice, man. That's what he told Saul. So he said to go out there in the highways and byways, man, to do his will. Right? Follow the Lord's statute commandments to the best of our ability out here. Right? Not living as the world live anymore, man.
And we're doing things the right way at the end of the day, man. You know, and you Christians are being found out in these last days, man. Because Christian want to be a Christian until the scriptures come out. You know what I'm saying? You know? Okay, and that has to be the staple of our standard, man. You know, it's these scriptures, man. You know, these people are saying, like the brother said, like you're doing everything in deed, man. You You know, we're actually doing these things. You know, we're not just lip service, man. You know, the average Christian out there is what they are, man. You know, they get their feelings when we want to start pulling scriptures out, man. You see, that's why they're not rooted and built up in anything, man. You know, that's why they made a covenant with death, man. Because they feel like it's okay to do whatever it is that their punch out passes telling them to do, man. Right. You know?
Right, a precept back in you. Colossians 3:24. Knowing that ye of the Lord, so this is going to show two different rewards. Knowing that ye of the Lord, this is the reward of the righteous. Knowing that ye of the Lord, ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Hamashiach. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. So the same way that, you know, the world idolizes certain people, like the idols of the world, whether it's Kim Kardashian, Cardi B, Kodak Black, you know, our folly is upheld in great dignity. But the Most High, he has no respect of person. He actually, what he shows blessings to it is the honorable, the righteous. But the world, what the world finds rich, or what they find as an idol, something prestigious, the Most High doesn't respect that. So anything that these people have done that have been wrong, ungodly gain that they've gotten from misleading their people, they're going to be judged for it. And the reward of the righteous, the ones that are serving the Lord, staying humble, you know, cleaving unto the word, giving diligence to make the calling and election sure, they're going to inherit these powers. They're going to inherit this blessings of overcoming the famine and ultimately getting salvation. But the ways of the world, those people are going to get their reward, and that's going to be destruction.
I got a precept for you. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 7. For he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person, neither shall he stand in awe of any man's greatness. For he hath made the small and great, and careth for all alike.
Yeah, so the elect are not going to be deceived by these idols of the world, these false pastors. You know, I was watching a compilation of all these false pastors talking about collecting for their $65 million private jet. You know, that was $3 billion. But you know, you see even they are getting on that wave because they're just pimp pastors. They're not the real men of the Lord. They're not telling you about the things that matter. They're talking about worldly gain, which is all vanity.
And like he says, he doesn't stand in awe of any man's greatness. You know, the Lord don't give a fuck that Michael Jordan dunked from the free throw line. He don't care how nice Kyrie's hand is. He don't give a fuck, man. What he cares about is man of the Lord, man, that's doing his will. That's doing his works, man. That's going out there and out of the Bible. That's what he likes, okay? As far as all that other worldly shit, you don't care about it at all. And it's not gonna have any profitability for you. It's gonna perish right along with you. When we in the kingdom, we're not gonna think about Drake, man. Drake and these albums and shit. You guys are all sellouts, man. Isaiah 9:16, man. For the leaders of this people cause them to err. The leaders of the people today is the damn court justice, man. The entertainers. I never was supposed to be a leader. I wasn't no real respectable thing. You don't strive to be a court jester. Right? You want to be a king. So when we come into rulership, that's gonna be forgot about, man. Y'all don't phase the Lord, and y'all don't phase us, man.
I got something to go with what you were saying. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. That's going into what he's saying, man. Why is it that the entertainers are up there? You're just a clown, man. You know, it's just like having a Bobo the clown to be the president. You know, it doesn't make sense to govern over you. That's basically what's happening. You know, so things are turning upside down like the potter's clay. Okay, now you have wise men that are doing the works of the Lord. They're looked at as nothing. They're looked at as nothing to these people, man. But go ahead. I was gonna say, but what the man's, it says in the book of 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter, the 7th verse, that man looketh not on the inward part of man, but the Most High looks within the inward part of man. So you know.
And that's how he chose David, man. That's how he chose David. You know? Okay, he went through the whole, he went to the whole older brethren, right? Right? Yeah. And then they choose him, man. They choose David, man. They keep on the sheep, man.
And it said, I remember Pastor said it was like go to where the strip, man. And matter of fact, when you even look into the NIV of it, going into King Affield book chapter verse, but I remember it says that he's pretty much a young man. He was extremely young. He was like a boy, pretty much. Right. Which is because of the word ruddy. Yeah. Ruddy could mean like a very young boy that still probably got patches. Yeah. Man, you got a grown man with a beard, man, out there. He probably still got patches coming in, you know. And then Goliath seen him. Like, peaceful. Serious? This dude.
And the Lord's always for the underdog, man. Right. All out through the scriptures, man. We got scriptures that can back that up. We got accounts throughout history, of our history, of where the Lord always chose the underdog, man. Always, man. Yeah. Lord always was the underdog, man. The Lord always for the ones that the people search not for, man. Right. You know, these people are getting paid millions of dollars. These rappers getting paid millions of dollars to cultivate this engineered black culture, man. That's what it is. It's engineered black culture, man. And again, they're getting paid to cultivate it. Perpetuate it, man.
You know? Yeah, and you really miss these fucking celebrity shit because it's so beautiful because the Most High is so deep, man. Here it is that these Lord uses entertainers. All right, as it says, used to doing all that following, all that bullshit. Here it is that they hear the word, or the Lord might use them to allow the rest of the world to hear this word. You feel me? Like you got Kendrick Lamar, all right, Kanye West, LaMelo, whatever nigga's name is, LaMelo Anthony. All right, yeah, I know about the 12 tribe. We'll talk about it. You had Kendrick Lamar saying, I'm an Israelite. Everybody heard this, but then here it is, they use their entertainers and upper people, and they still don't want to hear the word. So here it is, the Most High just make sure it's the market at the end of the day, you know? And then these celebrities, it's just temporary gains, temporary riches that these celebrities get. That's why they get into, they become a rapper, right? Become a rapper, get all this money, but that money all goes right back to the so-called white man. That's why Jake has to pay for taxes, all that crazy shit, the label and shit. Then they go and buy these $1 million houses, and then they end up making an album. They lose the house, and now they're broke. You know, it don't make no sense.
Who they going to? They're going to Jacob the jeweler. Yeah, the small hat. Yeah, to get more of their jewels, to get more of their, you know.
Yeah, so the soul.
That's all. This is why the entertainers are pretty much blown out of the role of entertainers blown out of proportion here, right? So this is why they'll pay you millions and millions to be entertained. Ecclesiastes 13 and 4. Because if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. Yeah. Right? Now what's a so-called white man? What does he want to use you for? And how can you be profitable to him? Is to help deceive the people. Right? To get us to not, because remember Psalms 83, bro, right? They wanted to destroy us as a nation. They literally wanted to kill every last one of us all. Every single one of the males, they wanted to destroy us, man. And here it is, you want to be his friend. Here it is, you want to be lost in the source, not knowing that you are in spiritual war. Right? So he wanted to kill us off for being a nation. So here it is, if he could use you to distract the people from you coming back into the true nationality, man, he'll give you those millions, man. But even still, he's still being fucking greedy in the midst of it, man. I think it was Israel Adesanya who said, for him putting his body on the line like this in UFC, he ain't getting paid as nearly what he really deserves, man. So even still, they being some greedy pig bastards, man. That's why I said, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake you. So the second you fall off, hey man, you sit there in the Wu-Tang. You know, I need that album, man. I need that album, dude. You know, you're just not producing it enough, man. The numbers are at an all-time low. You know, your father is dwindling, and then he's gonna cast you out, bro. It's not about no loyalty, man. It's a woman shit. As long as he can use you, he gonna chew you up and spit you the fuck out, man. Anytime you want to rebel, he gonna have that tape over your head. You know, of the wickedness that you've done, he gonna pull it out on you, man. Because he wants to use you to continually get you to have his people go off. Everybody wants to be a fucking rapper, man. I know at least, if I sat down and think about it, I'd probably know at least 7 niggas, man, that's trying to make it.
Still trying to make it.
You know?
And they're not even looking for them no more, man. They looking towards Latin music or Afrobeats, man. That's the move right now. That's what they're looking for, man. They ain't looking for the regular rappers no more, man. You guys are done. You guys are finished, man. You're not already accomplished the destruction of the tribes, man. They ain't done already, man. You know? This man is a perverse sexual deviant, man. And you people are giving y'all God-given talent, and y'all gotta do these acts. Right. You got these acts behind the scenes, man. To to get that bread, man. You know, if you ain't doing that, you're doing a sacrifice, man.
And that's why it's so important to know who you are and that you're a holy people. And the name that you're under, which is Yasharala, he is a prince of the power, and you're a son of God. Because the so-called black culture, literally, you were supposed to know what that goes back to. Black being synonymous with death. They literally want you to adopt a death culture. That means that your women are a bunch of hoes. They're full of STDs because they're jumping around from rod to rod. The men are selling drugs and killing each other, taking each other out because there's no brotherly love. But that's the culture. That's the culture. Do it for the culture. But that's what the culture is about, black culture, because people don't know that there's power behind these words. There's literally spells being casted through these words. Black culture, you're adopting a death culture, and that's why our women are all out of order and our men are all out of order. So it's literally spells and hypnosis going on. Biggie talked about that shit, hypnotized. You're literally being hypnotized. That's why the damn media and the damn radio plays the same bullshit song, garbage ass song on repeat over and over and over till it even becomes catchy. So you gotta get to the point that you actually gotta shut that shit off. I don't even listen to the radio no more. If I have a passenger in the car with people for their sake, I'll put something on. But other than that, I'm just playing videos. I'm just feeding my mind all day long. Yeah, but that's what this devil wants to do: make your mind into mush, so you don't got a leg to stand on when that storm comes.
And that's how you know that the spirit on these songs, man. It's like a musical samples. You know, when you gonna play it enough, people get hit to it, man, and play the same 10 songs, man. That's it. All the bands do is play the 10 same songs, man. You know? And then, man, the so-called white man, one thing that he would love is for us to be divided, man, right? And he was always this way. And I got something from this is from the book Ties That Bind, right? Which is pretty much the story of so-called Gadites and Reuben coming together with the so-called Negroes, you know, stuff like that. But I want to just read this excerpt from page 32 real quick. It says, aware that Cherokees were stealing and sheltering slaves and frightened by possibility of black Indian insurrection. They was frightened, they was scared as fuck, man, of the tribe of Gad and Reuben coming together with the tribe of Judah, rebelling against them. So what did they do? Right, it says British colonials began purposely dividing the two groups, as they doing today. They don't want even one tribe to come together, man. Right? It says in 1775, Stuart again warned that nothing could be more alarming to Carolinians than the idea of an attack from Indians and Negroes. So it says British policy included the goal to discourage any trade or trafficking being carried on between Indians and Negroes, and likewise prevent any Negro from taking a wife among the free Indians, or free Indians from taking a slave to wife. It says for the Cherokees, the British desired to sever ties between blacks and Indians, crystallized in the form of colonial laws prohibiting white traders from transporting slaves into Cherokee territory. They didn't even want them to pass through, man. They didn't even want the so-called Negro to pass through Cherokee land anymore. Right, so it says, I'm only one more point. It says, colonials also paid Cherokees and other tribes to hunt blacks, at the same time arming blacks to fight Indians, in addition to mandating physical distance and inciting violence. They were inciting violence between blacks and Indians. What are they doing today? They'll pay you, they will make you a millionaire if you can incite violence between one black man and another black man. If you could make it nice about fucking his wife, he'll give you $1 million. This is the same nigga from old, man. Same thing he did with the so-called Gadite, or the so-called Native Indians and the Negroes, man.
Same thing as the CIA putting out the coke in the hood, putting out the guns. That's where you got army grade weapons out in Chicago, in Chirac, that ain't nobody in the hood got access to get these military grade weaponry, but that's because the government themselves are putting that shit out there, you know, for them to kill each other. Because again, whether it's Blood, Crips, Latin Kings, whatever, it's all Jake. It's all Jake on Jake. And that's what this man's agenda is, because he knows that if the tribes were to come together, we are not the minority, we're the majority. We far outnumber them. One tribe almost outnumbers this damn devil. So how much more if all the 12 were to come together?
And a good example of that is the movie Avatar, the first Avatar. And Esau came down with those bulldozers and the robots destroying the land, all right? And then you had what? All the different tribes of all the different avatars came together and whooped their ass, right? And then you had Avatar 2, which I ain't get to finish yet. I still got
Nah,
to
don't
finish
say
it.
it.
I
Don't
still
say
ain't
it. I
finished
ain't
it. And
finished
it's so fucking good.
Yeah, and what this man's demise is that he likes when Esau picks his beef with different people and the different tribes, so he likes to compartmentalize everything. Okay, so his beef, he don't think that we gonna form Ultron on him. Man. He don't think that's gonna happen, man. And we're going according to prophecy, man. Just like how these other nations are gonna turn against this place, man. Because every beef that he has, of course, with everybody in the earth, you know, he likes to compartmentalize it, man, and don't think it's gonna come back on him, man.
Yeah, I was mentioning that.
Let me finish. Once again, from the book Ties That Bind, right? Levi said page 32. But it says,
What's the name of that book?
Ties That Bind.
Ties That Bind?
That Bind.
Bind.
B-I-N-D. Now check this out. This is grimy, bro. It says, in addition to mandating physical distance and inciting violence between blacks and Indians, colonials attempted to introduce conflict by informing Cherokees that black slaves were to blame for the Cherokee smallpox epidemic of 1739.
Same strategy he's using right now with the pandemic and the people that are jabbed, the unjabbed and the jab, you know, they're just trying to cause that rift because that's the way that he gets to, or he strives in that chaos.
I got something
Now,
real
hold
quick.
on,
This is
that smallpox, man, they came from Sokoai man. He put that shit on them blankets and gave it to you. Then he turned around and said that it was the so-called Negroes' fault, man. You see how fucked up that is, man? What did the Lord say, man? Mark them which cause division, man. So the so-called man, you're marked. You got so much to pay for it, bro. And he can't. Oh, that was my forefather. No, that was you in your past lives, man.
this is
And that lie probably went on for a good time with that, man.
Yeah.
You know, but right now, because the time that we know we know the group behind that smallpox within those places, man. You know that.
And that's one more thing. And that's why you'll have a Native American today that will look at a Negro and discuss.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Or a Negro that'll look at a Native American and discuss, man. Making fun of, remember Martin? He's like, oh, you got Indian here, you know? So you have him today that still got that rift, man. That goes back to this fucking so-called white man that divided us. Because the so-called Negroes, man, and they couldn't keep track of how many was actually escaping the plantation and the Native Indians was taking them in. They couldn't keep track of them, man.
This is Psalm chapter 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Going into what you guys are saying, man. They're coming down to only us, man. Okay? They're targeting us. It says, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Again, they study us. They study what we like. They study what? He was a cunning hunter. So he's definitely gonna come down and look what's within Jake, man. Gonna see what they like, see what they do, you know? And then it says what? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Okay? And that's exactly what they did, man. They cut us off from being a nation that what? We're killing each other, you know? No brotherly love against each other, man. Like you give a dude something and then he ends up stabbing you in the back. You know, all these things. That's part of the curses too.
Hey man, even when you do good to your own people, they still stab you in the fucking back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that goes back to the Willie Lynch letters, man.
Yep.
People still got that Stockholm syndrome. They still got that Willie Lynch spell upon them, man. You know, the guy said that it was and it started from a slave owner from the Caribbean that came here to the shores of America to teach the American slave owners the colonies and the colonies of how to treat the slaves, man, and keep them in order. He said that divide them, the old against young, the weak against the strong, and the man against the woman, you know, and that's how this man divides and conquers, man. You know, right now he's doing it right now with this man's a great race baiter, man. He's a great race baiter. That's why you see a lot of racial tension. This is why we're gonna lock horns with these creatures, man. We're gonna lock horns with them, man. Because why? Because they're understanding these Edomites, these low-level Edomites, because they're nobodies. They're understanding right now that they're losing their kingdom. They understand that the crumbs off the master table is the forces running dry right now, man. You know, they're understanding now that they're being demonized. Even with them being so-called Trump supporters, they're being demonized through the major media. You see? So they understand that now they're pretty much are being cut off now, man. So now they're not too far from the state of what these tribes are, man. You know, and they don't like it, man. This is why you see the whole uptick with all of these Karens out here, man. Okay? Because they understand that their white supremacy, they're losing their grip on it, man. And they're trying to single-handedly trying to gain it back through that white privilege, man. And it's done. It's done. This place is done, man. And they know it, man.
Hey, that Willie Lynch letter, man, he said that you do it to a T and you do it right, it will last 300 years. Right? Now, he wrote that letter in 1712. So that brings us up to 2012. 2012, man. So it lasted longer than that. We in 2023 now, man. So he was on point. Now, hey, we're still slaves, man. You know, don't get it twisted. Right? The word employee is synonymous with the word slave, man. When you look it up, it says that they're pretty much interchangeable. So it's not that we're free. It's just that that we can go out and do what we want now. When you look at a slave, right, when you have a slave, you got to pay for his rooming and boarding. You got to house him. You got to pay for his food, right? But now you can just let him have that part of the money that you would pay for him anyway. Let him take care of himself, man.
And thinking that he has freedom.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but we understand right now. We in captivity. We understand. We render the Caesar what is Caesar's, but we render unto the Lord what is the Lord. So we tread. We know how to tread through this whole thing, through this wisdom, knowledge, understanding that Yahweh Shemashai has given us, man. We know how to tread through it, man.
Use the world, don't abuse it. The scriptures say, and the scriptures say that the truth shall set you free. So again, yeah, we're still trapped, we're still subject to this devil, but our mind is free. Like the chains that he's putting on our mind, on our spirit, have been unlocked because we got the answers, we got the word, we know the will of the Heavenly Father, we know that we're His people. Well, we know that He's against this place. We know what we have to do. We're on that need to know basis with the Lord, but we know a lot. We know enough to get to salvation. So we go into it. We'll make it through it. Go to the end.
Back up, because you got some jinx that'll still say, we was free, right? That whole MLK thing, that whole mindset of we was free, emancipation, that's wrong. Even in the Apostles of Heart brought out that in the U.S. Constitution, I forget what amendment it is, but it says outside of pretty much in prison, and it's not a Jacob prison, it's 13th Amendment. Yep. Yeah, Jacob slavery is still legal, so there ain't no way in hell you're free. Yeah. Like the brother was saying, you free, you don't gotta pay taxes.
You're paying carbon taxes.
Right.
Yo, if they find that you're living on land with oil, your ass is out of there, man. You ain't free.
Yeah.
This is
There's a damn rain tax. In Jersey, when it rains, you're being taxed.
Right.
Bullshit.
Yeah, all the taxes. We got the federal tax, the state tax. So I'm paying you to live in my land, basically.
Yeah. And they put on your check, you getting charged for your health insurance, like nigga.
But you don't even have
health insurance.
Shit crazy, man. Psalm 55 and 21.
That's what he's done.
It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. And that's going to the flattering titles, man. Emancipation Proclamation. You're an employee of the month.
So you're the slave of the month.
Yeah, you're the slave of the month. My son works.
The good slave.
Exactly. You're not supposed to work.
Good slave of the month.
It said, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So it's really just to get you to shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, you the dust, really, those enticing words. Because remember, Esau's a cunning hunter, so he knows how to lure his prey where the trap is, and that's exactly what he's doing with the world. And the main target is Jake. You're the main prey.
And this is why, when this new industrial revolution comes and they force the C hit, in order for you to continue on in this society, continue to be an employee, because right now you have to have citizenship to work. The MO to the TV is going to be a new form of citizenship. If you go to apply for a job, you got to show 2 forms of ID, right? Your license and your social security card. Then you can get a job, right, officially. Then you can work and you can provide for your family, whatever, for yourself. So now, when this new citizenship comes, you're gonna have to take it. Otherwise, what? You ain't gonna be able to work. You ain't gonna be part of society, man. Right? So you're gonna continue on to be their slave. And they're gonna have newer versions of slaves, man. That's why even Tyler Wall brought it out like 2 weeks ago of that excerpt of, you know, you sitting at work and here it is, your boss can see that somebody's brain pattern is too stressed out. He'll come over, go ahead and take a break, man. You're gonna be a new hybrid form of fucking slave, man. Yep. What does so-called white man do when you run away with a runaway slave? Because we're gonna be runaway slaves at that point. Right now we're slaves. We're gonna be runaway slaves, and we ain't gonna be down with that shit. What does the so-called white man try to do with runaway slaves? He tries to make examples out of them. You know, back in the day, he'll hang you, right, burn you from fucking foot to toe, so that everybody else knows not to run away. So we're gonna be like runaway slaves in that day, man. So you're gonna continue on to be a slave by taking our new citizenship.
And y'all that take it, y'all not gonna be able to run away because that shit, that sea hip is gonna track you wherever the hell you go.
Yeah, you gotta be part of society though. And China is the perfect template of how America wants to be, man. Because there's a video out there now with the girl. She pretty much had the everything through the phone, through the banking through the phone. So what happened was they pretty much banned her bank. You know what I'm saying? Now she has to use facial recognition to be able to buy food. And she did facial recognition and they rejected it. You know what I'm saying? She had to get it through her father. You see? Well, see, her father is the one that gave her the phone. Because obviously something's going on with her, and her as an individual, that she's not able to buy and sell through her banking, through her phone. So she got the father from her phone. The phone from her father and the bank. They actually, it was like probably a loophole that they had, but pretty much the government pretty much caught on to it and banned that bank from the payments. You see?
Yeah. Hey man, that's what's gonna happen soon when they come out with the senior. These niggas gonna be getting the senior, and then there's gonna be a time where America's not gonna be having no more banks, no more food's gonna be able to be processed. You go, oh, I gotta get some food. Oh, I gotta get to my bank. You go and chop it off right, beat your bank, right? And you get it all for nothing at the end of the day. Yeah. You sold your soul for nothing.
Yeah, for real.
This is Isaiah chapter 52, verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come to thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Right, because we're departing from this place, man. Spiritually, man. You know, it says to depart from this place. It said, because it shall destroy you with a sword of destruction, man. You know? So, you know, everything in this place is getting worse, man. It's getting more perverse, and they want you to be on board with it, man.
And the movie 1984, which I always bring out that it's about to make the 40-year anniversary. George Orwell, that's showing a society that your compliance is mandatory. So that's the same way this devil's trying to do it now. That, you know, they say that you have freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of that. But if you've noticed, your freedoms are gradually being taken away from you. Because they want your compliance. At the end of the day, they want you to be a certain way, and it's mandatory. It's not that maybe you could probably, you know, you can have your own views, you can have your own religion. All this shit is being done away with, all this damn illusion, and they only want you to be one way, which is a docile slave. So they come up with those jabs as much as they want throughout the year. Make sure you stay, you know, up to date with that, because we need this poison to run its course, you know?
And they pretty much with that, when I tell you before, that book was written in the 50s. And pretty much, man, I remember that being part of the school curriculum to read that book, man. You know, we had to read that book in school. And they started reading that book from back then all the way. I think they kind of stopped doing it maybe the early 2000s or the 90s or early 2000s. They probably stopped having you read it though. But now it's already set to where it's subconsciously embedded in people's minds that are walking around here about that book, man. And now they already have it to where they say, telling you out openly with the children, man. You know, that they don't even have to read that book, man. Because they're pretty much morphing the kids in the way of how they want them to go, man. Yeah. You know, they're a bunch of fucking, they're going to be a bunch of spies, man. Yeah. They're getting them to be a bunch of sexual deviant, queer spies, man. Yeah. You know?
And that's how they want it, though. Right? They want to make sure all the parents, they want to make sure people of America just constantly just work, go home, watch some bullshit, go to sleep, and constantly work all over again. And not being able to learn what's going on in the world, all these distractions. Like, for instance, niggas gotta get 2 jobs in order to work in order to live in this fucking society. Sure. What, like, bro, what kingdom or what type of people have you seen that had to get 2 jobs in order to live in this society? I know Esco got 3 goddamn jobs. Nigga got no days off besides a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, this nigga's fucking crazy. Nigga's crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 3 hours for some Bella. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you hear little kids talking about a side hustle. Like, what the hell? Like, yeah, you're supposed to be a kid, and yeah, you pick up a little part-time, but now even kids is talking about how they need a side hustle. So it just shows the decline this shit is on.
It says, shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. And thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and you shall be redeemed without money.
Yeah, when you take the sea hip, those bands, they're never to be loose. Those bands are meant to keep you there until the Most High burns them off through thermonuclear fire. There is no salvation once you take that band, which is that mark. That's it.
I got a quick piece of that to you. It said you sold yourself for naught. Now, when you look up Deuteronomy 15 and 12, it says, and if thy brother, an Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, and in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. It says, and when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of whereof the Lord thy power hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. So see, even when, one Israelite would become a servant to another Israelite, it would only be for 6 years, man. Right? And then after that 6th year, you would go out with all different kinds of things so that you could be straight, man. All them type of sheep. Right? Look at Gad, man. Gad told you that the buffalo was everything for them, man. It was their clothes, right? Their tools, housing, their food, with that housing, it was everything for them, man. So if you could come out with some flocks, you good to go after just 6 years, man. So at least if you became a brother servant, you would come out with a shitload of stuff, man. Right? You'll be treated well. And it says, and thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy power redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today. And it shall be, he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loveth thee in thine house, because he is well with thee. And then you get the but that's pretty much the point, that you'll be in such a good case that you want to stay with him forever, man. Right? So at least when it comes to that's why the ways of the Lord is perfect, and that's why Yahweh Shemashah is righteous and beautiful, man. Way more beautiful. That's why we follow Yahweh Shemashah, man. That's why it says, seek ye the good way and walk therein. The ways of the Lord is a good way. But when you go to that piece of shit Esau, man, and you become his servant, you sell your soul for nothing. You're gonna come out the end of the deal with fucking nothing, man. Except him being your God.
Yeah, look at the top of our people, at least top in the sense of riches. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Tupac, like they all had, they didn't die of natural causes. They all died of a grievous death. They were murdered, poisoned, because that's why the scriptures say. That's why the scriptures say, what good does it gain a man to gain the world but then lose his soul? Because when you sell your soul to Esau, you're still gonna get put to death. So it's still gonna be for naught.
Hey, let's bring it a step closer. Getting to 2020, the CV situation. You can't have a job unless you have it. Now you got a lot of surgeons and a lot of doctors talking about, should have taken in, or shit like that. You got sold yourself enough.
Yeah.
Going back to the servant king, that's why we became servants of Yahweh Shai ultimately. And if it says right there in the law, in the scriptures, that you're not going to go out with nothing, how much more is Yahweh Shai gonna bless us, man? Because we put our hand to the plow. And this is a labor of love on top of that. So we got the spiritual oil from Yahweh Shai. We're going to be with him, with Yahweh Shai, man. We're going to be with them forever.
Yahweh Shai told the disciples, he said, what shall we receive? He said, in a regeneration, you should receive everything back and then some, like 100-fold. Exactly. So here it is, you come out of college, this place, 120 $200,000 in debt. You know, when you come out of captivity with the Lord, you know what I'm saying, you up 1,000, 100.
I got some. Ever more for pleasures ever more.
Yeah.
I just want to bring up that you talk about Sony something not getting that V, right? Because I read something yesterday or the other day. We was talking about how heart attacks are at the all-time high right now.
Yeah.
All-time high in America.
Kids
right?
too.
Yep, kids too. It says in the United States, someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds.
Wow.
Literally, it says
shadow of death. Right?
Yep.
That shit don't feel good.
It says about 1 in 20 adults aged 20 and older. It says 2,380 deaths from the jab. It says each day. I don't know if that might be right, but hey, shit probably is. But yeah, man, you see these young cats dying. Or you got these LeBron James' little son dropping dead, well not dropping dead, but dropping all these healthy ass athletes, right? Everyday people that are already on by, older people. You know, you might have cousins, you might have aunties and uncles who are fat as shit. You know, they wind up dying. You know, but the niggas chose it. It's all for the salvation, man. So fuck it, really.
Yeah, and a lot of people took it to keep a bullshit job. Not even, you know, probably making, let's say, 50, 60K a year, which they think that, you know, that's a semi-good job. But for what? Exactly. For what? Then you drop dead in a year or two? So for what? It was for nothing.
Niggas took that beef for $14 an hour, bro. Drop dead.
Exactly.
Donuts.
Yeah.
I bet now go off to the minds who they wanted to do the same thing too.
Oh, shit.
I went out to freedom eyes up. They wanted to stick me to get a job. I didn't know it ain't happening. So I introduced it on the Tuskegee experiment in 1966. Remember that one?
Yeah. Then you got
forget that.
Yeah.
Then you got the niggas.
It's actually against the law. But he saw the for them to have poked up their own people like that. They, you know, there's no we can't really get into it, but you know, there's no evidence behind, you know, that secret. You know, so why would you put you on like that?
And then they're talking about, you got niggas saying, yeah, I ain't taking that third one. Nigga, you already took the first one, nigga.
I had to take the third one.
Hey, I know you guys are my job, man. One, pretty much open, man. Both of them had our kidney failure. One, he didn't want to say nothing. I told him about this. I was talking about this truth. Probably maybe about 10, 11 years ago. I told him about the truth. You know, he kind of was gainsaying, you know. And then I told him about the jab, you know. And he didn't have to take it because it was mandatory. It was mandatory. You know what I'm saying? It was optional. And he followed behind his woman and went over and got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we hear about the athletes because they're in the public eye. They're renowned athletes. Whether it's they're high school prospects, college, the pros. That's why you hear about them. Well, how much more the people that, you know, that there aren't in the public eye like that they're dropping in their fucking house in the middle of the afternoon. They're dropping that's not being reported on the news, but it's on a massive scale that they're trying to normalize it. You know, they're calling it what? Sudden death syndrome, something like that. Yeah, sudden death syndrome out of nowhere when. You know, if this was a real judicial system, and there was a real investigation, you know, this is Big Bad America, you know, the best technology, the best everything, the best system in the world, right? So if they was to put certain homicide detectives on this, right? What's the common denominator between all these people? The fact that they took that fruit punch, but is anybody being brought to justice? Is anybody showing up at Bill Gates' house with a warrant? No, because again, it's all by design. So if you're misled and you are not grounded in the truth, and you're grounded in the bullshit and the lies, you're gonna be taken by the serpent's tongue.
It says, just finish this off. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. Thus saith the Lord God, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppressed them without cause. Now therefore, what have I here, saith the Lord, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over them make them to howl, saith the Lord."
And these people, they howling right now, man. You know? Why? Because you pretty much are going in the way of this man is coming up with a solution with something on the silver platter, And then he really didn't have to. That wasn't even against the wall to even be on the person to even take it, man. But the whole thing is, like I said, they're being controlled by the damn woman, man. You know, you see, they're being controlled by that damn woman, man. And they think it was a good idea. Now look at him, man. One of them pretty much now he already had, and then he didn't think I didn't know. I had a mutual friend that who we up on the school with this guy. He pretty much had to have a transplant. He had to have a kidney transplant, man. Now the other one. The other guy I know, he pretty much now his is filling out. He's on dialysis, and he's gonna need one. See? Yeah. No, this ain't no coincidence, man. There ain't no quickening, man. These guys was pretty much healthy men, you know. Now all of a sudden now they toe up, man.
Even teenagers and shit, they're getting on the list for heart transplants. That shit's not normal. It's just because of that main campaign. And the next one, and that was only a drill. The next one is that they're really going to be pushing that draconian legislation, that get down and lay down legislation.
And it's not going to take much because when they get that deep, it ain't take much for you niggas to go take that, man. The Esau didn't get on your ass and shit. They got on the people that didn't want to take it, but for them to push that, you niggas just pretty much bend over and just took it, man. It ain't take threatening your jobs. It didn't take, it didn't take none of that. You niggas just bent right the fuck over. You just went right along. You saw a commercial on your television, watching dancers over there in the Bronx and Brooklyn, dancing in front of the hospital and shit. All right, because I don't know if any brothers remember that. They were dancing from the hospital, the COVID and all that bullshit. And then come to find out, a nigga was over there recording in that area. He was like, nigga, ain't nothing going on around here.
Yeah, I remember that.
Come on, bro. It ain't gonna take much, bro.
And how the saying in the world goes that like, oh, they didn't put a gun to your head, they didn't put a gun to your head. How much more now when martial law comes that they literally are gonna put a gun to your head? People weren't strong enough in times like that. How much less now? So you guys are all gonna line up to take that seat here. Most High's gonna put it in your spirit. You're gonna have the spirit of fear in you because you wanted to be faithless, you wanted to be a bunch of ninjas in the world, not come back. So now the Most High's gonna put the spirit of terror in you. You wanted to fuck around, clown around, mock the Most High, mock the men of the Lord. Now you're gonna be in a pitiful case, in that fright, terrified, with death lurking in the corner. That's what's coming down the pipe. And rightfully so, because the Most High is going to come through because he gave more than enough chance. He sent out the prophets day in, day out, and you people wanted to scoff, you wanted to wave their hand, so now you're going to get put to death.
I'm trying to ask you real quick. For the Lord, the Lord comes before his men. Adam, the brother said, because his men, sometimes have their backs against the wall, but what happens for his men, the Lord delivers them. So when it comes to time, when all hell does break loose, like the rest have a gun to your head, these people are going to have their backs up against the wall, So that feeling of, that terror feeling of you can't do nothing else, your judgment is going to come, And I got a scripture, the brother, if you get real quick, this is 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, for Yahweh has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Right? That's the Kabbadash. We get the Holy Spirit, the understanding of His Word. The really thing about this Bible is actually a book meant for the outcasts, the misfits, so to speak. So now you feel like the whole world is against you. You know where to go to now.
Come from.
A book is for the elect, by the elect.
Exactly.
That's another thing, too, man. The elect willing to go to anywhere. Hey, because pretty much going back to what the brother said about this coming time, it's going to be a separation of whether you're going to bow down or not. Because look, just related to things real quick. One, when they had the jab back then, they said it was mandatory, you got to take it, And now look, there's consequences. But now this time they're going to tell you that, you got to take the seat, they're going to mandate it, and there's consequences. Later, there's consequences, nuclear fire, So you got to get, you got to stand for something, The elect, you got to have spirit in them, whatever happens, man, I want to, Lord willing, I hold on to the end,
Yeah, and that's why the scriptures speak about enduring, because you're going to have to be tough and dumb. You got to be made hard. Yahweh said that, who is my father, who is my mother? Those that do the will of the Heavenly Father. So we're gonna have real close family members. Could be your mom, could be your wife. You know that she's gonna take that him, and then that's still your mom, but that's not the family of the Lord. That's not the elect, the 1/3. Which that's where it's gonna really separate the men from the boys, because you're gonna have to separate that emotional. You're gonna have to be grounded spiritually. That the fact that she most likely is a 2/3, and she's not gonna get saved. So you're gonna have to continue about your way. And it also says that a man's clothes will be those of their own household. Your family that takes to see him, whether it's a close cousin, a sister, or brother, once they take that and they're completely influenced by the world and things continue to deteriorate, that they're going to be given rewards, or there's going to be legislation that they're going to get thrown into prison for harboring somebody that didn't take to see him. They're going to turn on you. They're going to tell you, yo, you got to go in, because if not, I'm going to go in. They're going to run up in this house. So that's when you're going to have to be a vagabond. You're going to have to be a pilgrim, because your own mother is going to turn you in. And that's why you have to be grounded in this now. This has to be exercised now. You got to meditate terror now. We talk about meditate terror. The scriptures talk about meditate terror. We meditate terror upon the enemy. You got to meditate terror upon yourself. What could happen to you? Because the fear of the Most High is what's going to keep you going. The fact that when you haven't eaten for 2-3 days and it's like, damn, but I get to eat if I go take this shit. You're gonna have to the fear of the Lord and feeling every degree on your flesh, you burning alive. That's what's gonna have to keep you going for another day of starvation. And that's not gonna be in the 2/3. The 2/3 that are depending on sweet or loving Jesus, they're not even gonna understand the times. So that's why the scriptures say, if you have faith, have it to thyself. This is gonna have to be in you, because every man is gonna be tested.
Amen. I just want to say a good example, and a good example experience, most perfect what bro was saying, is when the beat came out. Because ultimately, we all saw our family's true colors, man. I love my aunts, I love my mom, I love my dad, or shit like that, or your cousins and shit. But when this beat came out, everybody turned into group beats and everybody turned against you. And I think how about you on side for allowing that to happen, because you think about that sometimes, like damn, when the end time comes, we're gonna have my family second, third, but they didn't give two shits about you when that beat came out, man. They were turning on you. Oh, you heard about sister? He didn't get it. Oh, he ain't coming around my house. Shit like that. He don't be hanging around with him. He believed in that conspiracy theory bulls. He believed in that black. He believes like stuff.
Yeah, I remember, not to cut you off, because I remember my parents, and they would be on some shit about me trying to come visit him. Like, oh no, don't let him come visit because he be going outside. Yeah. A lot of people were staying in, remember the stay home campaign. So, and I know a lot of brothers can attest, I'm sure, because we got a different spirit. We were out and about the same way. Shit felt pretty good, felt like on some I Am Legend shit, like you're the only one on the streets. But parents or your own close family all shook up. They're like, oh no, he been going outside. He been going outside. He don't be wearing his mask. And this is the same family that wants to act all woke now sometimes, like, oh, I didn't take that shit. I didn't take the, but because the brother reminded me of when this shit was fresh, when it just started, that the family wouldn't want you to come in. If you're not wearing your mask, they don't want you around. How much more with this draconian legislation, this deception, this great deception is going to come on the earth for you to take to see him.
Hey man, once your mom, your pops, whoever takes that see him, that's it, man. They done. You might as well just depart from them, man. I wouldn't even want to be around my moms no more, man. My pops, they take you. It's like they're gonna discuss you, man. That's just me personally, man. I'll just go out and venture on in the wilderness by my fucking self. You're disgusting. You have to see him, man. It's just gonna disgust me. It's like a moat. It's like a moat. If your brother was a moat, or sister was a moat, who wants to hang around a damn butch? Your sister's a butch or something.
You have to dinner table with him.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be the same shit, man. But I got some. It's Revelation 3 and 20. It says, "Behold, I stand at the door." Revelation. That's beautiful. Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. That's what the Lord is about, man. You know, he gonna sit there, you know, it's a trying period. You know, what's that scripture, the trial of your faith, being more precious than fine gold. The Lord wants to see us be tried, man. He wants to see if we're gonna stand for him or not. We really believe this or not. Who's fucking around and who's dead serious. You know, that's what he wants to see. I'll never forget to be on the football team. One dude was like, yo, I can't wait to get the pads on. Then we gonna see who's real and shit like that, man. Well, that's when we gonna see who's real, all right? When I MO to the TB here, because another scripture real quick, this is Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Because this is a spiritual fight, bro. It's a spiritual battle. That's why in Romans 8th chapter it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So that's why you thug his rubber bone nigga, man, with his pants sagging, thinking he hard, you know, hitting the gym non-stop. If you're carnally minded, it's not going to profit you. But if you're spiritually minded, that's what's going to give you that real strength, because you're going to be backed by Yahweh Shema Rashad, man. So this is a spiritual fight. And us knowing that Yahweh Shema Rashad exists in the spirit, there's no way that the elect is going to take that MO to the TB, because why we're spiritually minded. Once again, to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Even in the midst of being tortured, even in the midst of being chased down, persecuted, demonized, spiritually minded is still life and peace, man. I want to say one more thing. That had that fucking mole over there, man. They glow, he left. Now when we first seen him, he was like, oh, because he seen us by surprise, man. He's like, oh. And I saw he was conflicted at first, man. He kind of felt bad. Like, damn, you know. But then he started dancing out of nowhere, because that's some demons on his ass, man. Them demons was like, oh no, I don't feel bad, man. Slay, man, slay. Start dancing, yeah, come on, don't feel down. They don't know about this style. You know? That's what them demons were saying in his head, man. And it reminds me of the video of Prophet Tahar had posted of the dude who he had the spirit that was following the nigga stealing. The nigga, then he ran off. The demon ran off right behind him. Yo, spirits is real, man. You had spirits with that fucking mo right there, man. Telling them don't feel, I can tell, man. Telling them don't feel bad. Dance, let me see you hit a dance. Let me see, you know? So we're gonna have spirits, righteous spirits amongst us. That's Psalm 34:7, man. The angel of the Lord, they can't round about them that fear him. So this is a spiritual war, man. I'm just gonna take a spiritual soldier to win it. Through the spirit by Yahweh Shemashai.
I'm about to bring this out real quick. This goes with what you're saying. It says, this is Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And that's right, man. When it comes down to it, this is a job, man. So, you got it. No, you got it.
I was going to say, because remember, Yahweh Shah said, is there any other way, Lord? The Lord said, well, you see, he didn't answer. It says Isaiah 53, it says that he shall see the travail of his soul and he shall be satisfied. Yeah. So the Lord is not really going to be satisfied until we pass through that test. That's when we're going to be actually known in the world, for that matter. This is my son who I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
And that's why when the brother brought out the trial of my patience, that's synonymous with suffering. That's why it is a suffering that you're going to go through when you're trying to forsake the world. When you know they probably your woman went off because she's faithless and she got that tag, that see him, and she put it in your kid. That's going to bring great suffering, but it's of your reasonable service. Within reason for you to walk the walk that you have to do, for you to attain salvation no matter what. You staying true to the Heavenly Father. And that's where your stories written aforetime are written for your learning, that you got to remember the things that Job went through. Everybody was against him, you know, he had wicked sons and daughters, and he still didn't fold. He still had it, he kept his integrity. We're going to have to keep our integrity.
You know, I just want to mention, because the brother mentioned when the Lord was up with Gethsemane, he asked the Most High, he's in the way, and he didn't answer. You know, when Jacob's trouble, man, it's gonna, you know, it may feel like that when Jacob's trouble comes through, man. Then we're going, because we gotta go through the same things Yahweh Shai went through. Yeah. You know, when Jacob's trouble comes, you're gonna be all alone. You might be with a brother, who knows? We all brothers gonna have a certain situation, and it's gonna feel like, this is when, you know, Yahweh Shai is gonna come through for you. You gotta have the true hope and belief in that. I really say you gotta have a spiritual, soldierly mindset, man. You know,
and how you said that it may feel like you're alone a little bit. When you taking a test, matter of fact, when you in class, man, yo, this is like class, bro, for real. Being in this truth, it's literally like being in the class. And when you in the class, sometimes the teacher falls back and you gotta take the test by yourself, man. You know, he ain't gonna speak for a little while. He goes, and then you collect it, you speak again. You know, but the teacher don't always speak all the time. So, but the thing is also, you know, Yahweh Shai, when he gave the bias living sacrifice, he was on his own. He told the disciples, the times will come when you each shall go your own way. And Yahweh Shai had to go through that by himself. And guess what? We're not gonna have to go through this by ourselves. We're gonna have Yahweh Shai himself, man. He said that in Matthew, I think that's the very last thing he said, Matthew 28:20, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but he said he's going to be with us always, man, to the end of the earth. So we're not going through Jacob's trouble alone, bro. We're going to have Yahweh Shai with us.
I'm just finish this up real quick. This is the last verse. It says, and be not conformed with this to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable, perfect will of the Most High. That's important.
The wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of thy times, man. You know, and the scriptures also talk about that. No torment shall touch us, man. You know, I got something real quick. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you and shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. And that's the whole thing, man. You know, even what the brother was talking about, man, when the whole pandemic was out, you know, they didn't want to be around people that was like, you know, you ain't wearing masks, they won't be around you, man. But now what? But now, for the fact that with the sea hit, man, we already know that we already gonna stand 10 toes down on our foundation, man, of Yahweh Shai, man. And that's the reason why we're not gonna take it, man, because we understand the scriptures, we understand the judgment for taking it, man. You know? So we're doing this for the Son of Man's sake, man. You know?
And right? It's a saying that, you know, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Right? Yeah. Right? And that's gonna be our stance now. Oh, I ain't taking that, you ain't taking that. You know? And what I'm sure you have it. I believe in the Lord, man. And through the scriptures, I believe what that is. The MOTB, see it, you know, and that's what it is, man. You know, me, man, I'd rather be alone, man. I ain't gonna sit here and have no conversation with no two-third ass nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta explain nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You do your thing and you make your covenant with death, and that's you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about we're gonna that our mouth is gonna clean to the roof of my mouth and eat. Yeah. You know? All right. And after that time, man, that will help us, man. Our work is already done, man. I ain't gotta explain nothing to you, man. We're done.
That's the thing. We're tired of talking to you niggas at the end of the day. Yeah. Because it's already been out. The truth been out. The prophecy's been going about, man. We're tired of talking to you. Right? So when the Lord takes us off these streets, you niggas are done, bro. Right? Seriously. We ain't gonna find the truth nowhere else.
And then we're gonna have to go through that transition at that time. You know what I'm saying? And the fishes are gonna become hunters, man. You know? I got something here. Let me finish it off. It says Luke chapter 6, verse 23. Rejoice ye that in that day and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. You know, and basically, man, we basically coming back, and I'm saying, Lot, you know, they basically did this back to the prophets back then. They didn't want to be around. They looked at them as an all-star of the earth, man. You know?
That's what I'm saying. The spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets.
This is Second Chronicles chapter 36, verse 15. Ready yet? Yeah, start at 15. It says, and the Lord Yahweh of our fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. And that's what's happening right now. Most High, right? This brother calling this all the time. You know, here it is that the Most High still has giving you niggas mercy, man. Still have time to come to you. How about you know, trying to give you the time of mercy before the doors of repentance close? But you niggas don't give a shit. It says, and the Lord Yahweh the Father sent them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of Yahweh and despised his words and misused his prophets, until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, so there was no remedy. So man, y'all, you niggas, this is the things that he's doing against the prophets, and also what Edom's doing, all right, trying to humiliate us and demonize us, and you niggas are taking it upon to be on his side, you know, not trying to be on the right side, trying to be on the left side. The Lord Yahweh is going to early to fucking destroy you. And I pray that Allah allows us to, get a piece of that, putting our hands on you 2/3, man. Yeah, it comes. I know a lot of brothers, they really want to jump on you so you can get to the niggas, man. That's what brothers really want to do. Let me get one more.
Hey, I was gonna say, letter. You got something?
Hey, one more verse. It says, verse 17. Therefore, he brought upon them the king of the Chaldeans, that's Esau, Edom. It says, who slew the young men with the sword in the house of the sanctuary, and that's going to be happening in Jacob's trouble, right? Because why? Esau's going to come down with great wrath. There's no way. He has nothing but a short time. It says,
I get a piece of it.
Con.
This for you, man. How you were just going, how we gonna get a piece of it too. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
Righteousness is going to be of me. So what? We're going to be doing it right. So how about Shai, man? He's going to put that spirit on us to put you niggas down in the most righteous manner. Somehow, some way. It's going to be plain. It's never going to be right, so we put you niggas down. It says, verse 17, therefore he brought upon them the king of Chaldeans, who slew the young men with the sword in the house of the sanctuary, and had no compassion upon the young man or maiden, old man, or him that stopped for age. He gave them all into his hand. So that's what's going to happen in Jacob's trouble comes through, man. Esau's not going to have no type of compassion. He's going to go over here killing you young little niggas, right? You little thoughts, right? Older women, older men, middle-aged men, whoever, man. Right? Because why? Most High is tired of this shit. We're tired of it too. We can't wait for this thing to happen. Apostle Gard made a video today about getting beheaded for this MOTB. He's like, those in the elect shouldn't be scared of that shit. He's like, you should be more than fucking ready. You should be like, I can't wait for this shit to happen. You know? That's it on that.
Yeah, they did that. That's going to Babylon. So even back then, they got a trait of not listening. You know what I mean? Like, I was asking this brother, Great Notion, they came on into like 2007. So 2023 minus 2000, so that's 16 years Jake had to get right and learn the correct doctrine. And they still have, so when that time comes, hey, so like my brother said, when that time comes, bro, remember the word, don't start, don't answer. Got some scripture for you.
Second Edges 13. So that's our quarter day, pretty much. Those are scriptures. Make you ready to the battle. Be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So this whole time, well, that's in the book of Second Edges too, man. While the doors of repentance were open, while we had liberty, they despised it. So this whole time of liberty was, this whole time of liberty and grace was just that, man. To receive grace and to learn, to grow, and to make ourselves ready for when all hell breaks loose out here. Which, how do you make yourself ready ultimately? By being one with Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Growing in faith with Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. That's how you truly make yourself ready. Not by stockpiling, coming up with a plan, drills. That's not how you make yourself ready. Because Proverbs 21:31 says that safety is of the Lord. Grow with Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, man. That's how you make yourself ready.
Yeah, and the plan is in the book, the Holy Word. That's why the scriptures talk about digestion of the Word. It talks about eat the book, because through digesting this Word, making it a part of you, now when the book is taken, there's laws on the book for it to be burned. That's why there's book burnings, because when everything is digital, all you got to do is put a switch, turn an off switch, electricity's gone, all these books are gone. But books are physical. If you still have them, you can still tap into them. But that's why they want to outlaw it to the point that they're going to try to burn this book. They don't want no traces of this book. That's why in the book of Eli, it was about the last Bible. Because to get to that point, there had been an outlawing of it, that if it's found in your house, you were getting locked up, and this devil, he doesn't want you to be able to tap into it. But now if you digested it, if you ate the book, it's already part of you. It doesn't matter if they burn the book, if the book is outlawed, if they take the book away from you, because it's already in you, it's part of you. And that's why the scriptures talk about the elect being sealed, because once this book is already in them and it's part of them, they're already sealed. They don't need the physical copy. That's why the scriptures also say that the kingdom of heaven starts within you. That's how it starts within you. You're making it part of you.
It even said knowledge leads to know something. So it don't matter if you take something way, I already know it. You know what I mean? This is the greatest wisdom to get. Knowledge and wisdom. Like Brother Lamar said, knowledge, you know some wisdom is how you move. So at that time, it was a state.
That's why you saw the disciples that later became apostles that get thrown into prisons, and they had the spiritual fortitude. You saw that in the Maccabees. You saw that all the great revolutionaries in the scriptures, all the ones that stood 10 toes down. It was because they had the word already in them, and it didn't matter if you threw their body into prison. Their mind was free. The spirit was already free, that they knew that even if I come out of the cell and I'm going to be beheaded, whatever it is, I'm doing it for a greater purpose. That's why when the Apostle Paul, he knew he was going to be beheaded, he went calmly. Yahweh Shai, he knew what was going to happen to him. He went calmly because they knew that they were doing it for a greater purpose. And that's what's going to need to happen to the elect now. They're going to have to know what it's for, because there is going to be martyrs. There is going to be people, the elect, that they could get put to death, but they're going to know that it's for a greater purpose.
For example, Stephen is the Exodus. Of course. It says, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 41, verse 3. It says, fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee, and that come after thee. This is the sentence of the Lord on all flesh. You gotta, hey, look, Apostle Bar said, you're truly not afraid of death, you're truly living. Think of a person that's not afraid of death, man. You know how bold you is, man. You don't give a fuck. You're ready to die. Apostle Paul said, he said, what you need to weep and break my heart. I'm ready to die for the name of Yahweh. So in that time, you don't know you get martyred, but start clicking, maybe I might get martyred. You gotta be ready. You know fuck about death, man. This is a transition at the end of the day.
That's something for you. So, 2 Kings chapter 17, that's verse 35. It's like straight to the point. It says, with whom, we start verse 32 right now. It says, so they feared the Lord and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests of the high places, which sacrificed for them in the houses of the high places. This is going 2 Kings 17, a very important chapter. It's going into when the northern kingdom got ripped up out of there. Right? Shalmaneser, king of the Assyrians. And then he placed certain people from the different cities of Assyria into the land of Israel. Right? And then the Lord was sending lions after them. And then they were wondering how can they, please the Lord. Right? So verse 32 says, so they feared the Lord and when it says fear, it means they worship the Lord, these heathens, right? But they also was worshiping all the other false gods. It says they feared the Lord and served their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. But to this day, they do after the former manner. They fear not the Lord, neither do after their statutes or after their ordinances or after the law and the commandment which the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel, with whom the Lord had made a covenant and charged them, saying, ye shall not fear other gods, nor bow yourselves to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them. All right? So that's a straight commandment, man, that we're not supposed to fear other gods. And now you have Esau, the so-called white man, he's trying to be as a god himself. So when he tries to put us to death, we're not to fear him, man. That's literally a commandment. So to even be in a fearful state of the so-called white man is going off. Also going into a worshiping him, man. It's going to get you to worship him by taking his Quran, man, his seed. And the reason why you're going to worship him is because you fear him. That's why the heathens worship the Lord, because the Lord sent lions after them, man. But they continue to worship the other gods. So if you fear, man, that's going to lead to death ultimately. Matter of fact, the scripture says, the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. So we have to have faith. And Hebrews 11:6. It's impossible to please the Lord without faith, man. So it's a commandment to have faith, man.
That's an excellent point, man. It's literally a sin to fear these crackers.
Yeah, it's a sin.
So be faithful, because the scriptures talk about that the righteous are bold as a lion. You're going to have to tap into that spirit to know that you're more, that you're a son of God. that if the Most High God, the Creator of all things, is with you, what could be against you? You're really gonna have to believe that and stand on that, because the Most High is gonna test that.
Even if something happens, man, we see through that, and it's still fear of the Lord. Lord, deliver me, all right? But it's not fear of man. It's fear with hope that Yahweh Shema Shah will save us. We're looking straight past man. We're looking to Yahweh Shema Shah.
And that part of this man's power is the spirit of fear that he puts out in the earth, man. You know, that's part of his strength. Is put fear in the people, man. You know, that's why the nation still fear him to a degree. You know, but the Lord is changing up that spirit in the earth, man. You know, everybody's fighting for their sovereignty, man. You know, in Africa, they want this man to get the hell out of their country. Get your grinding hands off my resources. Get out the country. You know, but everybody's rising up against this damn thing. Okay, and we once control trials, man. We're fighting for our sovereignty, man. Directly. Okay, and what's our sovereignty? Our sovereignty is attaching ourselves to the Lord, man. Okay, our power, tapping into our power source, man. You know, I got something real quick.
That's why they never, just to make it into the point, that's why they never wanted us to know who the Most High was. They never wanted us to be able to tap into that power. Know the Lord's name, know who you are. They wanted you to just think that you're a bunch of spicks and niggas, a bunch of savages that got civilized, and that you better be thankful that the white man enslaved you, because you were just running around being a bunch of fucking savages. That's the narrative. They don't want you to know this rich heritage of us having kingdoms paved in gold, you know?
First absolute thing I learned in the truth was that we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. That was the first thing I've ever heard when it came to the truth. We ruled Europe for 1,000 years. And I was like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Like, we need to rule Europe for 1,000 years. So I thought this whole entire time we were just, you know, I knew there was something, but you know, we're just in Africa, you know.
And there was so many relics and pictures, man. They couldn't get rid of all of them, man. You know, and that's the spirit of Jake, man. You know, you go to Jake's house and you know, especially the older folks, man. They got pictures everywhere in their house, man. They got pictures everywhere. They got pictures everywhere, man. And on top of the wall, they got album covers, album books. You know, so we had so many relics and stuff like that. You couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah, and beyond just wealth and riches and gold and tangibles and goods, we had spiritual power. We had spiritual ties that we had in our history. Great miracles of the time of Noah, the flood, the time of Moses parting the seas, and the great miracles. They just never wanted us, the so-called spicks and niggas. They didn't want us tying ourselves with that heritage. Because if we know that we're those same people, we're going to know that there's times of great miracle and power that the Most High has saved us from before, that we're going to have to tap into now. We're going to need godlike power to get out of this shit that's coming down the pipe. Because this devil has a fetish for being the Most High, but on the left-hand side, he's going to do nothing but wickedness. He's going to bring wrath, indignation, cruelty, but on the left-hand side, unjustly. So the only way that we're going to be able to overcome that is having godlike power. But how are you going to tap into that if you think that all your heritage has just been a savage? That you don't come from this rich heritage, that you aren't a sovereignty upon the earth, that you're not a son of God, that you're a Gentile, that you know that God just loves everybody. That shit is all weak. That's your house built on sand. It's going to get taken by the storm. There's no root, there's no foundation. But when you come back to this word that we're being outlawed for and put on terrorist list for, is because they don't want you to tap into this power. This is godlike power to know that you are a son of God and you could do anything. You know?
Okay, got something. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria in the glory of his high looks.
Like real quick, why do you think they don't mind if you call yourself black, Spanish, Hispanic, Afro-American, African-American, Latin-American, a Muslim, a Crip, a Blood, a Panther, whatever, a 5%er? They don't mind you calling yourself anything and everything except Israel. Don't you dare call yourself an Israelite. Tell me you a Muslim, tell me you a Christian, tell me you Spanish, tell me you an American, but don't tell me you an Israelite or you end up on the terrorist watch list.
They fucking It's fucking movies.
Yeah.
Finishing up, this is 13. For he saith, right? This is Esau talking. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. You know, and pretty much, man, this is the state of this damn devil and how his mind works, man. This is what he says in his heart. Pretty much, man. That's what he said in his heart, man. And it says, and by my hand I have found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, I have gathered all the earth. But there was none that moved the wing, nor opened the mouth, nor peeped. And nobody had nothing to say about that, man. Why? Because this man had the blessing of the sword, man. That was pretty much what Isaac gave him, man. Isaac gave him the power of the sword, man. And he was supposed to go and conquer, man. You know, right? And pretty much, this man is pretty much set up for destruction at the end of the day, man. Okay? Because that same sword that he got the blessing for, he's going to be taken out by that same sword.
So it's known as what? Position of no value, fortune of lies. So here it is. You could give me a piece of paper that your great grandfather signed, and okay, that makes you the owner of these people in this land.
Right.
That's not the case. Who was there before?
Hey, he's doing that right now to our people, man. He don't gotta come up with a piece of paper, come knock on your grandmother's door and say, look, we own this property. Yeah, this deed, you got the deed from back before the original owners, man. You don't really own this house. They'll come take your property, man. You got people, they got a guy now that's been running scams in Harlem, man. He's going to jail, man. They finally caught him to him, small hat. You know, finally caught him to him, man. You know, all right. This man's brain is open, and we don't give a damn about this regular Joe six backs, man. That what they think, man, because they're a bunch of nobodies, man. You know what I'm saying? But they know. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as they know, and what they were taught is that we came from the jungles. You know what I'm saying? You can't really find a jungle now. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk. You just came from the jungle. That's all they want to talk about, man. You know? You see? Who can sit there what they think, man? You know?
You got anything? Yeah. Finish this real quick. Back in 2 Kings 17:35, it says, with whom the Lord had made a covenant and charged them, saying, ye shall not fear other gods, nor bow yourselves to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them. All right, so it's literally a commandment to not take that into the right? It says, but the Lord, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt with great power and a stretched out arm, him shall you fear, in him shall you worship, and to him shall you do sacrifice. And the statue, see, so we all about Yahweh Shemel Shai, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? To him, that's who we're going to serve. That's who we're going to fear, right? That's who we're going to worship, not the so-called white man, right? Who thinks he's has some power. You're not even gods as us. This is all according to the scriptures. Psalms 82:6, man. It says, we are gods, right? Lowercase g. We shall die like this. So you're not even on our level. I know you hate to hear it. That's the truth, man. No, this is verse 37. And the statutes and the ordinances and the law and the commandment which he wrote for you, ye shall observe to do forevermore. So how long is the law, statutes, commandments supposed to be in play? Forevermore, man. But you ask a so-called Christian, it's done away with. You don't have to do it no more. So this is why you don't follow so-called Christianity, right? They don't have the way, man. They're in a complete trick bag. That's why it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. You think that when the Lord comes, he's going to come and have mercy upon you? No, he's going to destroy you, man.
Right? With crap in your teeth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. Low-key committing adultery to men in your congregation with their wives, looking at their asses and shit, man. Freak show. Complete freak show, man. Freak fest. It says, ye shall observe to do forevermore, and ye shall not fear other gods. And the covenant that I have made with you, ye shall not forget, neither shall ye fear other gods. So how many times does the Lord tell you, man? It says, but the Lord your power ye shall fear, and he shall deliver you out of the hand of all your enemies.
Hey, the Lord had people reestablishing and you read iterating, man. Because you got hard-headed, stiff-necked people, man. You know? Okay? You know, this place right here is all over, man. And you got a bunch of people, man, that's serving Allah. You know? Allah. You know, full scarcity, man. You know? And then when you try to pick their brain about it, they can't tell you that, man. You know, and then for the jailhouse doctrine with these niggas out here, man. That's all they got. They don't go no farther than the jailhouse doctrine. That's all they got, man. You know, these guys who don't, yeah, I ain't, you know, you guys talking, I ain't on my team. I ain't on my team, you know. I guess that means that they're going off or whatever it is that they're doing. Yeah, because it's outright wicked, man. It's outright wicked anyway, man. It's just a nigga that got this jailhouse doctrine passed down to you, okay, or you learned it from being locked up, man.
Yeah, don't eat pork.
You don't even know, and you don't eat pork.
Smoke cigarettes. Yeah, you know it's not.
And like them do though.
Now, I was gonna say the Muslim niggas, man. You don't know the 4 pillars of Islam, nigga. You ain't a fucking Muslim. And I seen this Muslim cat, or I don't know what the fuck he was. I don't know if he's it's somebody with, I don't know what he is, but I mean he went to the Nation Islam niggas because they be posted up like in the park with their podium and shit. He's like, that's not Islam, that's not Islam, because these Muslim cats, they believe that what's that nigga's name? The illiterate nigga? Muhammad, the great Muhammad is the reincarnation of the Lord and the reincarnation of who you call God. So he's 3 entities in one. Don't make no fucking sense. And he was explaining that to him. Yeah, he was explaining it to him. He's like, yo, that's not what Islam is. Like, you niggas are fucking dumb. Like, that's not what the book is about.
But even with that, though, even with their own book, man, it tells you that the children of Israel are chosen people, man. Look at their own book, man.
Farrakhan quotes that all the time.
You know, you can just close the book up after that, man. And then they're not talking about that. They're telling you that their own book is telling you who the chosen people are, man.
And trust me, man, when I say, I seen it firsthand, that them Arabics don't even really respect you, so-called Negroes, man. They take you as a joke. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you're a Muslim, you're a joke, man. So I seen it, man. And one Muslim dude I used to work with, other dude was snitching on him on the job. Then he had a nerve saying real Muslims don't move like that. Oh boy! So now he think that he's more of a real Muslim than an Arabic.
Yeah. That's like that Edomite comes, yo, man, real niggas don't move like that. Cause like, what the fuck, bro? Nigga got hand sagging and shit, lifting up the toolie.
I got something now. This is James chapter 3, verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. It could be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. He will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. That's the mindset of being light. That's what it takes to be ready for the light. You know, they got to remember Yahweh meant that they go to their lives to reminding other people about Yahweh Shah. You know, I was thinking about my brother speaking, I was thinking about what's that 2nd Maccabees 6th chapter. You had an older man, how he wasn't even going to necessarily eat the pork, but he was going to make it seem like he was eating pork. And he had thought upon himself as if it wouldn't just affect him, but it would affect his people. You know, and that's what it is to be a man. You know, not to just think of yourself, but to think about your household.
And I was gonna say, if I may add too, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, like, long story short, they stuck with it, and I could argue this, that it goes back to what I brought out in 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter, that the weak things that the Lord chose, man. Okay, it just so happens that hey, it's happening right now. We're going against the rulers of the darkness of this world. They're going after against the I think it was Nebuchadnezzar that did that threw them into that. But again, the Lord was with them, and the Lord put His power into them, and to show him the world that
His power through them.
Yeah, exactly. So that the Lord, that the Most High is the one that does these things. The Lord is in control of these things. So yeah, that's the point.
That's why I said it's never over with Yahweh Shah. You think it's over for you, and the Lord performs a miracle right then and there, and that's faith.
He was in there with him. He was in there with him in the furnace.
Yeah.
And with the story the brother went into, Eleazar, so in 2nd Maccabees 6 and 26, this is what he said. He said, for the present time, I should be delivered from the punishment of men. Yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. See? And that's why I said, man, fear not him which will kill the body, fear him that can kill the body and soul in hell, man. All right? Once the Lord, once you in that spirit, the Lord brings you back to the next life with something terrible, man. You shouldn't take, like the brother put on the chat, you living in a damn machine. Your head is just there, and you was living, man. He says, wherefore now,
to be like that, but now you have the lust as if you had all your members, so you had the lust to run, fuck a bitch, whatever the case may be. So that's hell, man. To have that, like they say, how people that don't have no limbs, they have like a, I don't know what they call it, but it's kind of like they have the limb there.
prosthetic.
Yeah, it's not a prosthetic, but they have like they have the feeling as if they still had their arms there. But they have a lust to throw a basketball or to run track, whatever. Like I said, that's hell, man.
Amen.
Yeah, that's
Hey man, there was that nigga in box camp years ago. He was committing a lot of adultery amongst the camp and shit. So the Lord had to where he fell off the fucking building and broke his pelvis and shit. And you know what? Can't commit adultery anymore, nigga.
Dang, he still wants to go.
You know, he still wants to go. This nigga, little nigga. We got next.
It says, verse 27, wherefore now, manfully changing this life, all day, something and that way. It says, wherefore now, manfully changing this life, I will show myself such an one as mine age requireth, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws.
That's how you know Gad. Gad is Jake. I remember you always bring out like how Gad, the young always looked at the old as like a pillar of wisdom. Instead of like he's an older man. So basically, that scripture say God's not gain anything in that youth. Whichever that basically have in that age. So he's an older man with gray hairs. People look up to you. You're an elder.
Yeah, God didn't play that shit, man, about the elders. I think it was in that movie, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. If I'm not mistaken, I forget when it was with Sitting Bull, they tried to tell him that, he ain't a chief here no more. Everybody speaks for themselves. And then when one of the young dudes was feeling that, and he tried to speak up, one of the older ones was ready to knock his fucking block off, man. And I believe Sitting Bull that held him back. And now in this day and age, there's no regard for elders, man. That's over with. It shows you that this place waxes worse and worse. They say they didn't reverence the old. Because that's the trend of the so-called right man. He probably tries to profit off the elders, man, with his damn pharmaceutical industry. Right? Which if you this is why it's so beautiful to have the Al-Bash Rashad. While we're talking about it really is, because the Lord teaches our diet. And have set up its men as well. Right? The Apostle Paul is a great millstone. As the true teachers, they've been pushing diet, intermittent fasting. And if you diet intermittent fast, man, you're going to be better off. Right? It's beautiful benefits to having a clean and proper diet. But you don't even need Esau's medicine. Herbs, say, he that is wise will not avoid the herbs. Get you some eyebright, some ginseng and so forth, man. It says back in 2 Maccabees 6:28, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the tournament.
You could just imagine how powerful that speech was, man. When he's like, fuck this, I gotta take this dude out of here.
Yeah.
You can finish that off.
It says verse 29. They that led him, changing the good will, they bear him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded, as they thought, from a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifested to the Lord that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things, because I fear him. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a notable courage, and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation.
That goes straight into the scriptures. To be spiritually minded is like a beast. You know, because that flesh gonna be kicking up. It's gonna be a constant fight, especially in these last days. You know, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. You know, but like Apostle Mama always says, what he said in the last lesson, we pray now for mercy. We don't know what our end shall be. If you know if you fall out, it is definitely death.
Second Maccabees 7:29, going to the mother and her, I think it was 7 sons, not put to death. But it's in the Good News translation. At this point, she was telling her youngest son, pretty much, fear the Lord, man up, take the death, etc. Second Maccabees 7:29, Good News translation. Don't be afraid of this butcher. Give up your life willingly and prove yourself worthy of your brothers, so that by Yahweh's mercy I may receive you back with them at the resurrection. See, so you got examples like this in the past. I got everybody just brought out. Not being afraid of death, man. Fuck the fear of death, man. Everybody, come on, man. You already know it's a transition. You already know where you're going. Okay. And you know if you hold fast, you're gonna get a reward in the end. You hold fast to your truth. To this truth. Okay. So the hell with being afraid of death, man. A lot of people they fear dying, but they also fear that pain of dying. They don't feel pain before. You know what I mean?
Pain leading up to it.
Exactly. He likes to control people with that fear of death. Okay? When you understand that Yahweh Shai is all powerful, that you're gonna raise some back up. He's gonna raise the elect that died back up at Yahweh Shai's return. You're like, man, fuck Esau, man. Definitely.
That's all so Hebrews chapter 11, verse 35, Amplified Bible. It says, women receive back their dead by resurrection. It says, Elijah did that too. Yeah, that was Elijah. She was crying. One woman lost her kid. She was crying. She went to get Elijah. And Elijah was crying unto the Lord and brought him back. Because it's going into faith, man. Hebrews 11th chapter. So by faith, they received back their dead. Even Yahweh Shai, it's lucky. Yahweh Shai, man, first and foremost. It says, women received back their dead by resurrection. And others were tortured to death, refusing to accept release, offered on the condition of denying their faith, so that they would be resurrected to a better life. And that's heavy, man. Here it is. You're being tortured. You're in the midst of being tortured, and he's like, here's your opportunity to get up out this room, to go free. And they was like, hey, get up and close the fucking door, man. Continue to fucking torture, bro. Because why? Because it said, because refusing to accept release, offered on the condition of denying their faith. Just like Eleazar, who we just went into, man, as well. He refused to accept that release, man, right, from his enemies, man. And he just continued on with the torments, right? So refusing to accept release, offered on the condition of denying their faith. So they're not denying our faith. We're not going to deny our faith for nothing, right? Because it's Yahweh. How are we going to betray Yahweh Shai? So it's just no way, man.
Yeah, we came this far.
Exactly. I got one more precept because
real quick, you see the famine, you know what I'm saying? This food is going scarce. What the fuck can you give me? Even on that carnal note, what is here left? This one.
John?
Yeah. Go back to slavery.
Yeah. Baby kids, man. Gremlins.
That's why he puts out with his Holly weird shit. He puts out movies like Saw to show you certain torture shit to tap into that fear. But again, if you're spiritually minded, then you're past the flesh, then you're like, fuck it, bring it on, whatever it is.
Gotta have faith, man. 144. Back to lesson. It says, Micah 5:15, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. When it's all said and done, guess whose turn it is, man? Guess whose turn it is for 1,000 years? All right? So you're gonna go through. It's gonna be Esau's trouble, like brothers say in that time. All right? The roles are gonna be reversed. Okay? And you're gonna be our slaves, man. You're gonna build up the kingdom of heaven. Right? You're gonna build up our kingdom. The streets paved with gold. You're gonna be getting jacked up in the midst of it, man. For all that y'all have done to the nation of Israel. Now, brother Bashar said it yesterday. Brother Bashar said it yesterday. Beautiful point that the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, right? But this time, when the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, we're going to be delivered from it, man. That's why it says Jacob, but he shall be saved out of it. So you're gonna have some of the hopeful elect that's not even gonna taste of that, man. But you gotta prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But some Jake ain't even gonna taste of that. Some Jake gonna have these fucking Edomites running, right? The standard is gonna be lifted up.
If I could get the definition of the word atrocity, it says an extremely wicked or cruel act, typically one involving physical violence or injury. And like you were saying, the kingdom of heaven is going to be able to get the devil's back. And they committed atrocities on our people, extremely wicked or cruel acts. So in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be our turn. And we got spiritual powers. Here it is. We got a devil, And on this side, you're like, man, I can't wait to get this stuff like that. In the kingdom of heaven, you see them, recognize them, you be able to commit atrocities on them. I think they had it, I think there was this thing where they had slavery. Jake tied up to 2 horses, and they told the horses to run away and rip the Jake in half.
4-2. Even back there in France, when they had the what do you call that? I think it was like a Christian Catholicism war they had going on out there in France. They used to hang them. They would hang you. They would hang you first. They'll let you go for a good minute. Right when you're about to pass out, they let you drop. Boom, and you're still alive. After that, they take your hands, boom, cut your hands off, cut your arms off. Then they cut your fucking legs off, and you're just a body. Just sit there and stay from all the people. So it's some shit. It's actually pretty nice to see. I ain't gonna lie.
Get it,
Like you said, bro, because even Yahweh Shai.
Oh yeah, then they cut his head off.
So even though Yahweh Shai, Revelation 1:7, says, all eyes shall pierce him. All eyes shall see him, even they which pierced him. To show you that what Yahweh Shai still has it out for those 2 Romans that pierced him. So with certain people that Yahweh Shai claim, now you want to have our slaves when the tides turn. So,
that's why he said vengeance is mine. You got something? I mean, I got something, but it's not to do with this. But long story short, at the end of the day, we're going to know who's really for the Lord and who's not. Because, hey, and I'll say this, only the Lord will know who's for him and who's not. Because what? Scriptures say that my sheep hear my voice and they follow me, and I know them. Okay, so he knows them, even from the beginning in this verse right here. This is John chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 66. It says, for that time many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. And let me start 64. It says, but there, this is Yahweh Shai talking for a little bit. It says, but there are some of you that believe not, for Yahweh Shai knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him. Okay, it says, and he said, therefore said unto you that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of the Father. Because honestly, we already predestinated, man. Scriptures say that what? That ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Okay, so and ordained you that you should bring forth fruit, and your fruit shall remain. Okay, so at the end of the day, the men that are of the elect is the same elect that was with him from the beginning. It says from that time many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. Then said Yahweh Shai unto the 12, will ye also go away? Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? And that goes back to, I think one of you brothers said it as far as this, like
like it's too late for us to turn back now. I think that was you. You said it's like too late for turn us down. Yeah, we came too far. Why would we leave? You know?
Let me add to you too, man.
Go ahead.
Like I was trying to say, many of you don't believe. Right? It said many of you don't believe.
Yeah.
And then it said a lot of them didn't walk them no more. It shows that when it got serious, man, they departed, man. When they realized how serious it was, they wasn't with it no more.
Yeah.
You know, and that comes with a lot of people, man. That may come into this truth head first.
Exactly.
Then they realize, oh shit, you know, catch hell. Then you realize, first day you came in, then they realize how serious it is, man. Then that's when you decide. Once you see how serious it is, that's when you decide you're gonna really go hard, man, or you're gonna fall away.
Right. And I can say this: when it comes down to it, you look at these other camps. It's like you can just tell by a certain brother's spirit, like he don't know anything. He's not ready. You know. Let me finish this up. It says, "Then Simon answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? To whom shall we go? Thou hast the word of eternal life, and we believe and are sure that thou art the anointed, the Son of the living power." And that, that's pretty much the point, because they believed and they knew that this was the way. Again, you know, for surety. You have to know for a surety that this is the way. You know, we're not out here. It says that we are confident, and I say willing, rather to be absent from the body and present from the Lord. Brothers was talking about it, man. Just as far as not caring about death, man. You know, and I was gonna bring out us being changed to the new bodies. You know, when it comes down to death, where's thy sting? You know, we're gonna at the same time. This is gonna be the last time, man. The last time we're gonna be going through this, man. The next is what? The kingdom, man. We got next, man. The eternal life, right? We're gonna inherit the kingdom. We're gonna have planets named after us. You know. So you got it.
You gotta believe, man, because just imagine how Yahushua told them that don't believe. You know that Yahushua was an all-star man.
Right.
You know, Yahushua hates a person that don't believe. Imagine how saying that he told them that way. So they got offended, man. You know, went back in the world and they saw how serious the world was. So, but then the Lord is what? A balance.
Yeah.
So imagine the beauty that comes with believing in the Yahushua.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's crazy how, first and foremost, Yahushua knew that Judas was gonna deceive him, and then it's just how did he go about that, knowing the fact that like this person's not for him and all. It's just, I don't even know how I could fathom that, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, it's just like your family now. You just know.
Yeah.
Our teacher come through here. Just already know.
Yeah.
Well, speaking as a man.
But it's like 9 times out of 10, say a person that's like you already know is going to deceive you, but he's like, I trust you. I do this, and it's like you just want to just like. But I can't. That's like,
the Lord.
Yeah,
Even
man.
from the very beginning, the Lord already knew that his people was gonna go away from him.
It's crazy.
He still had to basically go through the motions like how it's gonna be.
You have to let it play out.
Right now, the Lord want to destroy this shit.
Yeah.
That's how powerful Yahushua is too, man. Yahushua created everything. He got the blueprint from the Most High.
Yeah.
All these other man, beasts, you know, that was with Yahushua, man. And he even knew the whole life story of the Samaritan, you know, who thought that she was one of us. And he said, well, that thou said that I'm a husband, but thou hast had 5 husbands. So he knew everybody. Man. He knows everybody, all the spirits. He knows those that are his and those that isn't. But I just showed also on another note, the sadness, man. Look at how I said to that woman. I probably looked at her in disgust. She had 5 husbands, man. Women pop 5 dudes in 1 week. In this day and age, that's how terrible things have gotten. But you see that.
That would be a good girl nowadays.
Yeah, you got 5 bodies, man. Yeah, hell yeah. You gonna be looked at as you really got none. Right? That's how terrible shit is here. But as terrible times get, it's as terrible as the consequences get. And that's why they said that damn HIV is at an all-time high, man. These STDs. So the Lord's gonna continue to render. That's why I scripture say, man, every day the Lord brings his judgment to light. The Lord is kicking his people asses, man, every single day. They may have smiles on our hair thinking they cool and shit. The Lord is kicking their ass.
I got something. Yeah, because this is because you said it basically. But long story short, going back to what I said too, it kind of makes sense because just like how Yahushua knew a lot of these things, he had to let it play out. And the same thing what we're doing, we know how the end is gonna be, but we have to play it out. So it's all in reality of just letting the Lord have His way and letting it play out, man. Because that's the patience of it, you know.
Like we already know that this place is gonna go down. We already know this shit's gonna hit the fan, but you still gotta go to work, you still gotta pay your bills.
Yeah.
You still gotta, put on. You still gotta do what you gotta do in this society.
Right.
Like I always say, through the spirit, you gotta hold on lightly.
Kind of. Yeah. So this is John chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, I forgot why I'm looking, but hey, it says, "He that believeth," because at the end of the day, Jake is already gonna be condemned, man. Whatever you do, man. If you don't come back, if you're walking and passing by and just scoffing or doing whatever you want to do, you know, mumbling on your breath, you're already condemned, man.
Yeah, because that's willful sin.
Yeah.
Not believing upon Yahushua is being willful in sin.
It says, verse 18, it says, "He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, but because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil."
You gotta do the most. So if you're in a dark room,
right,
you want to see some light, you gotta do the most, man. You gotta look the other way, you gotta close your eyes, you gotta put a pillow over your face, you gotta do a lot to not see that light.
Oh yeah.
Okay, God scripture saying 2 Ezra 9, as let yet place of offenses open to them, they have refused it not, understood not, but despise it.
I was gonna say it's more easier to get away from the dark, but it's harder to get away from the light.
No, real quick too. That's because the darkness prophets them, man. They don't want to cut their profit.
Yeah.
Right. In half. So you come into this truth, may not get women like you used to. My brother's saying that. You know, you don't get shape ups no more. Now the women told me that all you need is a shape up. You know, but now you don't get shape ups no more.
Right.
It may not be digging you, man. You know? But so you tell a ninja that, like, fuck that, I'm gonna keep getting my shape up. What are you talking about? So I can still be looking fly out here, man. You know? Adultery, that made it maybe their source of getting boxed. You may commit adultery to get it, man. May not be able to work as much, man. The scriptures say, how can you get his wisdom that hold it to the plow? If you paraphrase it, like Ecclesiastes 38th chapter. So you got to start spending time with the Lord. So now you may not be getting as much money, so it's a sacrifice, man. They ain't willing to go through with that. But that's because they're not the elect.
Right. It says, "For everyone that doeth," it says, "For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light." And honestly, hey, that makes a good point too, because you try to tell Jake about themselves, they don't want to hear it, man. They just like, yeah, whatever, man. Hey, come on, man, get out of here with that, man. You know, and that's why you can't really be around him. You know, it says, "Least his deeds shall be reproved, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High." And honestly, I could argue this, that when you, and I could say I was like that at a certain point with certain things, man. You know, I didn't want to hear it, you know, but then I accepted it, and I'm like, you know what, he's right. And when I let go of that, I sacrificed it, you know, I can then say I don't do that anymore. You know, it's a weight lifted off of you. You know, and you feel I guess light, in other words. You know, but that's the point. And at the end of the day, I can say this: the whole point of this is just being blameless. And I could actually get that real quick. This is Philippians. Where's that at? There it is. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye also obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, working out your own salvation with fear and trembling." It says, Wait, is this the one I wanted? It says, yeah, with fear and trembling, for it is the Most High that worketh in you both to will and to do His pleasures. Yeah, Khan. Do all things without murmuring and dispute, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke. It says, in the midst of the crooked and the perverse nation, among whom ye shine a light in the world. And that goes hand in hand with what? The condemnation of the world, man. We being that light. So meaning we forsake those things, and we became a new creature. Yeah, renewing every mind, man. We're doing that, and we're coming against the ones the workers of iniquity. But that's a pretty much
Okay, so hey, brothers, hold it down for the Lord, knowing that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is holding it down for us. As always, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash.
honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops and great millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.